Chapter 2239. Chong Mo suddenly stood up. Where is that person? Where did you see him? I'll go look for him right now. Chong Mo, don't be rash. Let Kan Kong finish. Gu Li said calmly, people like him deserve to die, but it won't be too late to make a move after we get to the bottom of this. What else is there to say? Kan Kong saw it clearly. How can he be wrong? Chong Mo trusted Kan Kong a lot. Kan Kong wouldn't say anything if he wasn't sure. The sooner those bastards die, the sooner those poor children can be freed. Kan Kong took a deep breath. There are many things in this world that we can't solve. Even if we can deal with a bastard like him, we can't change the current situation. We need the law. If human trafficking is given the death penalty, then maybe things will change. Those people deserve to die. Chong Mo said, then why doesn't the law give them the death penalty? Because that's a matter for legal experts. It has nothing to do with us, Kan Kong said. I can't give you an answer to that. Chong Mo said coldly, Dad always taught us that if the law can't punish the evildoers, then we'll punish them. Why are we called Heaven's Eyes? Isn't it because we're the eyes of heaven? We'll see those evildoers and punish them. Actually, there's no need to discuss this. The people Kan Kong saw deserve to die the most. I agree, Nyen Yi said calmly. Jie Su didn't have any objections. I agree too. These people should be punished the most. No, they don't deserve to be human anymore. People without humanity are just walking corpses in this world. If you don't have any objections, then neither do I, Gu Li said. I also agree. Letting these bastards in human skin become walking corpses is more suitable than anyone else. After hearing all the opinions, Kan Kong made a decision. All right, since you don't have any objections, then it's decided. Hongdong Society's Wang Jinjin needs us to prove that the Ebola virus weapon in our hands is real. Then we'll prove it to him. Let those bastards be test subjects. That's the way of the heavens. Everyone nodded. No one had any objections. Guli Jeshi, I'll leave this matter to the two of you. I'll tell you the exact location. You'll observe and follow them in the afternoon and take action at night. Remnant said, remember to be careful. Once you've dealt with those people, you must trap them and then think of a way to inform the police and the media. Understood. Gu Li and Jie answered. I want to go too. Chong Mo said, why don't you let me participate? I also want to participate in this matter. I hate those people, I can't wait to personally kill them. It's precisely because your hatred is too great that I won't let you go. Remnant Sky interrupted Chong Mo, you and Nyen Yi stay in the hotel. You're not allowed to go anywhere. Nyen Yi was on the verge of tears. Why is it me again? Looking at her is very tiring. Can we change to someone else? Don't tell me my mission this time is to watch over Chong Mo. Listen to my arrangements, Remnant said. We're not playing around. We're doing something very serious. No one was allowed to have any objections. If anyone doesn't listen to my arrangements, I'll call Father right now and let him personally inform you to go back. Chong Mo was initially very resistant, but after hearing Remnant Sky's words, she did not dare to say anything else. You only know how to use Father to pressure us. All right. If there's nothing else, you can all go do what you're supposed to do. Remnant Sky said, I'm going out for a while. What are you going to do? Can you take me with you? Although Chong Mo hated being with Remnant Sky, she would rather go out with Remnant Sky than stay in the hotel and be bored. However, Remnant Sky shook his head and rejected Chong Mo's request. This made Chong Mo very unhappy. Humph, what's so great about him? Chong Mo got up, turned around and left. Nyen Yi had no choice but to follow closely behind her, afraid that she would sneak out and cause trouble. Guli and Jie Su got up as well. After getting the specific address from Remnant Sky, they went to work. After everyone left, Remnant Sky also left the hotel. He did not tell anyone where he was going. Tonight, a shocking piece of news blew up the entire Hong Kong and Macau. In an abandoned chemical factory in the northern mountainous area of Hong Kong and Macau, more than 10 children who had been abducted from all over the country ran out. They came to the police station with the help of strangers to seek help. However, when the police sent people to surround the abandoned chemical factory to arrest them, they found that the dozens of human traffickers were no longer human. Although the police blocked the news as soon as possible, the media still seized the opportunity to report the news in order to attract attention. According to the media's report, the dozens of human traffickers in the abandoned chemical factory had turned into the living dead. Their bodies festered and they had lost their humanity. They were like walking corpses, biting each other, and their bodies were filled with a rotten stench. According to the reports at the scene, these people were already confirmed to be dead, but they still had the ability to move. This undoubtedly caused the entire Hong Kong and Macau to fall into panic. 80% of the people had heard of the living dead. These things were walking corpses that had the ability to move. They would attack humans and had a very strong desire for the smell of blood. They would attack any human or animal. The humans and animals that were bitten would also turn into something like them after a certain period of time. Therefore, this was a very contagious virus. After a night of fierce fighting, the police killed all the walking corpses. They had a particularly strong survival ability. Even if their bodies were smashed, they still had the ability to bite people. Therefore, to completely kill them, they had to directly destroy their brains. Only by completely killing their brains could they ensure their true death. Because the situation happened so suddenly, the police were quite difficult to deal with. In the process of fighting, there were still 2 police officers who were unfortunately bitten. Although they were sent to the hospital in time for rescue, they still couldn't prevent the zombies from turning into zombies. For the whole night, Hong Kong and Macau were in chaos. As for why this happened, no one could say for sure. Those kidnapped children who were rescued didn't understand what happened. However, in the eyes of these children, there was no fear at all, because those who truly frightened them had all died because of this plague-like disaster. For them, this was the best news they had heard in years. The news spread so fast that the relevant departments in Hong Kong and Macau didn't expect it. It was as if someone knew everything in advance, and it was reported by the media before the police figured out the situation. Nowadays, the development of the internet was so rapid that it wasn't like the era in the past where they could intercept any news they wanted. The police sealed off the entire incident area that night, and anyone who came out of the area was sent to the isolation room. They also arranged for experts to investigate the cause of the incident overnight to find out why this happened. What exactly was it that caused such a disaster to happen? When Gu Ming of the Special Operations Department of the General Police Headquarters heard the news, he was silent. He was calmer than ever. Because others didn't know, but he knew that this situation was definitely caused by the virus of the Ebola virus weapon. Su Yun was always by Wang Jinjin's side, and he also gained Wang Jinjin's complete trust. Obviously, if this was done by Wang Jinjin, Su Yun would know a little about it. However, Su Yun didn't give them any feedback. Obviously, this was not done by Wang Jinjin. In this way, there was only one possibility. Yes, it was Sky's Eye. Sky's Eye must have come to Hong Kong and Macau. Gu Ming suddenly felt the pressure on his shoulders increase a lot. This invisible pressure seemed to be pressing down on him, and he couldn't breathe. Everything happened too suddenly, without any warning. This was something that Gu Ming didn't expect at all. Chapter 2240. Sky's Eye had appeared, it had appeared. Even though Gu Ming had exhausted all his thoughts and abilities to find a way to control all of this, he still had not received any news that Sky's Eye had entered Hong Kong and Macau. And Sky's Eye had used such a method to announce their arrival. It was too arrogant. Gu Ming gritted his teeth in hatred, and he threw the teacup on the table. It was hateful that he had been the head of the Special Operations Department for so many years, but he could not even get hold of such little news. Gu Ming swore that he would never let Sky's Eye continue to run amok in Hong Kong and Macau. But what should he do now? He really had no clue at all. He did not know what to do at all. Su Yun also received the news. After all, this was probably the biggest thing after the return of Hong Kong and Macau, right? There was probably no one who did not know that something had happened. This was the work of the Ebola virus weapon. Su Yun was 100% sure that this was the work of the Ebola virus weapon. It seemed that Wang Jinjin had said that Sky's Eye had arrived and would prove to them that the Ebola virus weapon was real and effective. That was why such an incident had happened. Although Su Yun knew that the people who had been infected by the virus this time were some evil human traffickers who deserved to die, he was still very worried about whether the virus would infect others. If there was a careless omission, the consequences would be unimaginable. Wang Jinjin now understood why Sky's Eye had told him that he did not need to worry about proving the authenticity of the Ebola virus weapon at all. They would naturally prove it. Wang Jinjin was very excited when he received the news. He knew that the thing he had been dreaming of had already entered Hong Kong and Macau. As for how the Ebola virus weapon had been brought into Hong Kong and Macau, he did not know and did not want to think about it. Sky's Eye could definitely enter places that it wanted to enter. No one could stop Sky's Eye from bringing in or taking away things. Wang Jinjin only needed to choose to believe in Sky's Eye. That was enough. As for other things, Wang Jinjin did not want to think about it, nor did he want to know. Wang Jinjin, who knew the current situation and the situation, immediately called Su Yun to inform him. He told Su Yun that this was Sky's Eye's proof of the power of the Ebola virus weapon they had brought. This was definitely a real effect. After receiving Wang Jinjin's call, Su Yun immediately rushed to meet Wang Jinjin. By the time Su Yun arrived, Wang Jinjin had already contacted the Sky Eye. That's right, all of this was done by Heaven's Eye. Wang Jinjin said somewhat excitedly, "Of course, I said that one incident can't prove anything. I still need proof. Heaven's Eye has already promised me that it will give us another surprise tomorrow. Let's wait and see." Su Yun took a deep breath and said calmly, "Boss, I think this is very dangerous. If so many incidents have already happened before the Ebola virus has even reached our hands, I fear that even if the Ebola virus weapons end up in our hands, the police will be immune to it." Wang Jinjin smiled and patted Su Yun's shoulder. "That's why you're so young. I've dealt with the Hong Kong and Macau police for so many years. I know very well what they think. Now, why can't we let Heaven's Eye help us show the police the power of the Ebola virus weapon?" "But..." "No buts." Wang Jinjin interrupted Su Yun's words. "I've already talked to Heaven's Eye and asked him to create another Ebola virus infection incident to prove it. Heaven's Eye has also promised me that it will give me an answer." Su Yun felt vaguely uneasy. This will be very dangerous. If it's not dangerous, we won't be able to get the most precious thing. Wang Jinjin said, "Su Yun, even if Heaven's Eye doesn't help us do those 2 incidents, we will still need to create a few crisis incidents after getting the Ebola virus weapons. That way, the Hong Kong and Macau police will feel a sense of crisis and we will have the initiative." Su Yun could only nod. "If the Ebola virus weapons end up in our hands and we do something like that, we will be the ones to bear the risk. Right now, the ones bearing this risk are Heaven's Eye's people," Wang Jinjin said. "This will only benefit us. There are no disadvantages. Since boss has already made up his mind, I have nothing else to say." Su Yun frowned. "I just hope this incident won't get out of hand." Wang Jinjin was still very confident in Heaven's Eye. After all, it is Heaven's Eye who is doing this. He was able to snatch the Ebola virus weapons and protect them until now. This means that they have enough ability to operate this matter. What we need to do is to sit back and enjoy the fruits of their labor. Su Yun's face was expressionless. "I hope so." Wang Jinjin saw Su Yun's somewhat solemn expression and comforted him again. "Don't worry so much. I know you are also thinking about our own interests. However, this matter is not that dangerous. You can rest assured. Heaven's Eye is not simple. There is no need for us to worry. In that case, I will be ready for the next few days. When boss needs me, I will definitely step forward," Su Yun said. Wang Jinjin nodded his head in satisfaction. "Su Yun, every time I need you the most, you will step forward. In this regard, no one can compare to you. Thus, I only trust you on this matter. Additionally, I also believe that you have the ability to protect the Ebola virus weapons." "I will definitely do my best," Su Yun promised. As long as the Ebola virus weapons are traded, I will hand them over to you for protection. When that time comes, you will be my last line of protection. Wang Jinjin said. I want you to be there, both you and the weapons. Nothing must happen to you. Su Yun had been waiting for this day. I will definitely not let boss down. As long as I, Su Yun, am around, there will be no problems with the Ebola virus weapons. When that time comes, my world will be yours. You and I, brothers, can have whatever we want. Wang Jinjin thought about the future. I will definitely not let you down. You will get everything you want. Everything. This is fate. It is my honor to be able to serve boss, Su Yun said. Wang Jinjin's excitement could not be dispelled. He waved his hand and said to Su Yun, Don't leave tonight. Eat at home. Tell me what you want to eat. I will get the servants to prepare it for you. Tonight, we will go to Wan Chai Clubhouse to have some fun. I will find 2 girls to relieve your stress. Thank you, boss. Su Yun could not refuse any of Wang Jinjin's requests now. His every move could arouse Wang Jinjin's suspicion. He had to immerse himself completely in the role and not reveal any flaws. At this moment, Su Yun was someone who wanted to obtain the Ebola virus weapons and become the second in the world. He had to bring out the mentality of being under one person and above everyone else. Only then would Wang Jinjin be full of trust in him. Su Yun spent the whole night with Wang Jinjin. While sharing Wang Jinjin's happiness, Su Yun's mind was filled with thoughts of how he should deal with the situation that had suddenly arisen. Who knew what Sky Eye would do next? Wang Jinjin was now happy to enjoy the joy of the unknown, but Su Yun could not be happy. He pretended to be himself while worrying about what would happen next. Just when would all of this end? There was nothing Su Yun could do now. He could only silently pray that Sky Eye's next plan would still harm those hateful people. At least that would make Su Yun feel a little better. No matter what, there was still hope. Su Yun had to maintain his condition and be ready to fight at any time. He really hoped that all this was a dream. When the sun rose, Wang Jinjin would tell him where to go to make the deal with Sky Eye. Only by obtaining the Ebola virus weapons could he truly control his fate. Su Yun only hoped that all this would not come too late, and that there would not be too many tragedies. The Heavenly Eye Group, who planned this virus infection, didn't have a complicated mentality now. They didn't know whether what they did was right or wrong, but since their father had arranged it for them, they would unconditionally obey his orders. In their eyes, their father was their only truth. If it were not for him, they would not be here today. If it were not for him, they would probably still be living in an abyss of suffering, living a life that was neither human nor ghost. Chapter 22:41. Dad just gave us a new order. Kang Kong gathered everyone together. Gu Li was startled. This was not her father's usual style. In the past, after they completed an order, they would be given time to adjust for the next 2 days. Hence, there would never be any new orders. Now that they had just completed a task, there was a new order. This did not make sense. There's a new order now? Nian Yi was also very surprised. He originally thought that he would have 2 days to bring Chong Mo around Hong Kong and Macau. He thought that he would be able to visit the Disneyland that Chong Mo had been longing for. He would also go to the diving club and have some deep-sea diving that he had been looking forward to. Jie Su only smiled faintly. He could accept anything. Since his father had a new order, completing the new task was naturally the most important. Everything else did not matter. Chong Mo, who did not understand the situation, did not have much of a reaction. She only grumbled that it was not that fun. She had to do things all the time. It caused her to not be able to see the city and experience the outside world. Kang Kong nodded. Yes, there's a new order. And it's a task that needs to be carried out immediately. Gu Li shrugged. Since the task had come, they might as well do it. After all, they came out to complete the task, not to enjoy life here. What exactly do you want us to do? Plan a new Ebola virus infection event. The time is tomorrow, Kan Kong said expressionlessly. Kan Kong said expressionlessly. It had only been 20 hours since the Ebola virus infection incident, and this incident had attracted the attention of Hong Kong and Macau. Now, they had to plan another one. It was indeed a very troublesome matter. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding us? Chong Mo looked at Kan Kong in shock. Didn't we just do something like this? Why do we have to do this? Kan Kong said very seriously, do you think I would joke about something like this? This is Dad's order. There's no reason. Chong Mo rolled her eyes at Kan Kong. She knew that he would say something like that. He would always bring up her father and leave her speechless. It was as if she wanted to ask something, she should go back and ask it herself. It had nothing to do with him. I'm afraid it's not hard to think of a reason. Guli said, obviously, this must be another request from the other party. Perhaps they believe that one incident cannot prove our sincerity. You're saying that Wang Jinjin was the one who made this request? Jesu was stunned for a moment before he nodded in agreement. That makes sense. I also believe that it must be Wang Jinjin's request. Otherwise, Dad wouldn't be so bored. Kan Kong said, it doesn't matter if it's a request or not. Since we've received orders, we should follow them. We've just infected dozens of people with the Ebola virus, and now we're asked to do something again. Nian Yi said, this is really a little tricky. Looks like the things we do this time will definitely have a greater impact than the last time. Otherwise, we won't be able to cause such a huge commotion in society. We still won't be able to satisfy Wang Jinjin. Chong Mo couldn't understand it at all. This incident has already infected dozens of people. Do you want us to plan another incident that will infect hundreds or even hundreds of people? Kan Kong was still expressionless. That's the only way to shock them. But where are we going to find so many people who deserve to die? Chong Mo said, why don't we just go straight to the Hongdong society that infected Wang Jinjin and let his people have a taste of the Ebola virus? That way, Wang Jinjin will know that he shouldn't have made so many requests. Although Chong Mo said this out of anger, it also pointed out a very important problem. Where were they going to find so many people who deserved to die? Although Skynet killed people without batting an eyelid, they did things with principles. In their eyes, the people they killed deserved to die. They were enforcing justice on behalf of the heavens. Therefore, they didn't feel guilty when they did things. For example, for the Ebola virus infection incident this time, they had chosen a group of human traffickers. Jesu was in charge of rescuing the kidnapped children, while Guli was in charge of finding a way to infect the human traffickers with the virus. Although they had killed dozens of people, the human traffickers' lives were worthless in their eyes. In their eyes, the human traffickers were a bunch of scum. They were worse than beasts. Their deaths were not to be regretted. After all, these people had killed countless children and caused countless families to suffer heart-wrenching pain. Therefore, they didn't hesitate to kill these people. However, things were different now. Where were they going to find such a large group of people who deserved to die? Father said that everyone is guilty. Maybe it's big or small, but no one dares to say that they're not guilty. The cruelest thing about Kan Kong was that once he became cruel, you wouldn't be able to understand what he was thinking. Since they're guilty, they deserve to die. In this world, other than newborn babies who don't know anything, no one can be 100% good. That includes us. We're guilty too and deserve to die. Gu Li frowned. He already understood what Kan Kong meant. What's the point of saying all this? Where are we going to find a group of people who deserve to die? Chong Mo asked. Nian Yi sighed. Can't you tell? Everyone is guilty and deserves to die. Then let's just find them. Find them? Chong Mo's eyes widened. Kan Kong, aren't you being a little too irresponsible? Even though everyone is guilty, Father said that some people don't deserve to die. If you want to do this, then just take a train and spread the virus. Then everything will be over. Isn't that too simple? Sometimes, there's nothing wrong with doing things simply, Kan Kong said. He seemed to agree with Chong Mo's suggestion. After all, It was Chong Mo's first time doing something. He was still a little resistant to such a large-scale massacre. Then what if there are babies in the train? What if there are pregnant women? We can't care about so many things, Kan Kong said. Sometimes, we can accept necessary sacrifices. But I won't accept it. Chong Mo immediately retorted. You can choose not to accept it. I'm not forcing you to accept it, Kan Kong said. Chong Mo, you're not suitable to do this mission with us in the first place. You're still too far away. I don't know why Father asked you to come with us. But since you're here, Father definitely wants you to understand the way Heaven's Eye does things. If you can't get used to it, you can quit Heaven's Eye. Chong Mo didn't even have the slightest bit of anger after being scolded. This fellow actually brought up his father again. Don't worry, we still have time to think, Guli said. The deadline is tomorrow. We still have plenty of time. You call that plenty? You're really something. Aren't you a little too ambitious? Nian Yi didn't know whether to laugh or cry. He felt that time was already pressing. Tomorrow. It was already night time. How could there be plenty of time? Jie Su looked at Gu Li with relief, then at Kan Kong. He turned around and patted Nian Ye's shoulder. Don't worry. With them around, there's no problem that can't be solved. That's right. These two were definitely reliable. Kan Kong had always been calm and collected. He could make a decision at any time. Moreover, Gu Li was the strategist among them. He was the one who planned everything and was confident in everything. Nian Yi felt much more at ease when he saw these two. Chong Mo said sternly, Kan Kong, no matter what, I won't support your decision. When it's time to make a choice, I won't hesitate. Kan Kong told Chong Mo without holding back. If I have to make a decision, no one can stop me from doing what I want to do. You should know this very well. Stop arguing. Give me some time, Gu Li said. Gu Li said, I don't want my head to be filled with your incessant chatter. Chong Ma, you really should learn to grow up. Kan Kong is right about some things. Sometimes, sacrifices are necessary. This is how we Heaven's Eyes do things. Chong Mo didn't give anyone face. Anyway, I don't accept doing things so casually. It makes me feel disgusted. Chapter 2242. Evidently, Kan Kong had already expected Chong Ma's reaction. This was why he didn't know why his father had agreed to let Chong Ma come with them. She didn't have these experiences, so some of the things they did made her feel that it was cruel, or even cruel. It wasn't that Kan Kong was worried that Chong Mo would affect their plans. No matter how she reacted, it wouldn't affect his judgment and way of handling things. He was just worried that Chong Mo's psychological endurance wouldn't be able to accept reality. For example, Kan Kong wouldn't slow down on any new orders because of unnecessary pity. No matter what method he used tomorrow, he would complete what his father had instructed him to do. This was Kan Kong. That was why he was trusted. This trust was accumulated through his years of performance in missions, so he wouldn't let his father down. Gu Li finally spoke after a period of deep thought. There's a place where a lot of people deserve to die, and it's relatively concentrated. Why don't we go there and do something? Everyone looked at Gu Li. Kan Kong was also quite surprised. What strategy did Gu Li come up with in such a short time? Don't keep us in suspense. Where is that place? Nian Yi said, if you don't tell us, Chong Mo will really be anxious. Hurry up and tell us where it is. It wasn't just Nian Yi. Chong Mo was also impatient. He couldn't wait to rub his fists and rub his palms to deal with those evil people who deserve to die. It's actually very simple. We should have thought of a place. Gu Li said, Jie, what place do you think has the most sinful people? Jie was stunned. You're not talking about the prison, are you? That's right. Gu Li said, it's the prison. It's a prison for prisoners on death row. There are murderous demons, corrupt officials, violent bullies, and people who humiliate women. There's no one who deserves to die more than those people. Chong Mo didn't understand. Aren't prisoners on death row all sentenced to death? Then why aren't they executed? Why are they still locked up? What's the point of wasting food? This is how the world works. Money makes the world go round. Although some people have committed heinous crimes, because they have money, they can change their situation. They can hire lawyers who can help them reduce their sentence. They can use all their connections to change their death sentence to a reprieve, reduce their sentence to life, and then think of ways to reduce their sentence, Nyenyi explained. Then these people are even more unforgivable. The same goes for the lawyers who helped them with the lawsuit. Changmo said. Instead of punishing the bad guys, they went to help the bad guys escape. These lawyers were truly hateful, detestable, lamentable, and laughable. Kangkong didn't seem to be satisfied with Gu Li's answer. Are you sure we're going to work at the death row prison? How confident are we to go to that place? Indeed, it's not easy to get into that kind of place. But I think we should give it a try. Gu Li said. He still didn't want Chong Mo to see such a cruel decision so early, so he felt it was worth the risk. Kangkong believed that Gu Li wouldn't fight a battle that he wasn't confident in. However, this was a serious matter and they couldn't afford any mistakes. Therefore, he was still worried. What are you going to do? Find a way to sneak into the kitchen and tamper with the condemned prisoner's food. Gu Li said, even though it's a little difficult, it's still worth the risk. Most importantly, the prisoners on death row were originally locked up in the prison. After something happens, we don't need to worry about the infected escaping. It won't cause any major harm. Gu Li's idea was not bad and it was indeed feasible. However, a place like the prison wasn't a place that could be entered easily. It was very difficult. I've heard that the ingredients for the prison are delivered by a fixed person every day. We only need to intercept the delivery person halfway and we can sneak into the prison. Then, we can use the excuse of unloading the ingredients to get into the kitchen. Gu Li said, as long as we can get in, it'll be much easier. Chong Mo was excited just by hearing that. I want to go with you. It's impossible for a woman to deliver ingredients to the prison. Kangkong rejected her right away. If you go, you'll definitely attract attention. Are you looking down on everything I do? Chong Mo wanted to bite him. Kangkong always looked down on her and looked down on her. That was what made Chong Mo the most unhappy. Kangkong is right. Gu Li didn't speak up for Chong Mo this time. You'll definitely attract attention if you go. Chong Mo knew that she didn't stand a chance at all when she heard the two people who had the most right to speak up reject her. She turned her head away angrily. They think you're too pretty. If you go, the prison guard's attention will definitely be on you. You won't have a chance to do anything. Nyen Ye's comforting words seemed to have some effect. Chong Mo felt much better after hearing that. Although she was as cold as an iceberg most of the time, she was still a girl after all. She would still feel happy when she heard compliments and compliments. Since you already have a plan, you can bring Jie Su to the prison to do this. Kangkong said, I'll prepare a second plan with Nyen Yi. Gu Li nodded. The plan did need a second plan. If they failed, they could still make up for it in time. You have to finish this before noon tomorrow. Inform us at any time. If the mission is successful, we'll leave, Kangkong said. If you don't finish this before noon, I won't give you any more time. I'll do things my own way. I understand, Gu Li said. That was what he wanted to say too. After all, they didn't have time to waste. What about me? Chong Mo suddenly said, all of you have things to do, but you don't bring me along. What should I do? You'll be in charge of waiting for us at the hotel. Kangkong said, be prepared for any sudden changes. You're just trying to fool me. I won't be able to do anything at the hotel. Chong Mo said, all right, I'll definitely tell Dad when I get back. He asked me to come out and train with you guys, but none of you are willing to take me along. All you do is make me wait at the hotel every day. Kangkong ignored Chong Mo's unreasonable tantrum. Your job is actually very important. Gu Li said, we need someone outside to be our support point. You might not understand now, but you'll slowly understand. Yeah, Chong Mo, you should trust us. I used to be a support point outside as well. This job is very important too. Nian Yi said. Chong Mo didn't believe her. You're all liars. You're lying to me. I'm just a dispensable person. Alright, all of you go do your work. You don't have to worry about me. I won't be so bored as to wait for you guys at the hotel. If you don't obey my orders, I'll send you away right now. Kang Kong was furious. We're here for a mission, not to have fun. Put away your stubbornness and temper. Don't make me chase you away. Chong Mo, this is my last request to you. Although Kang Kong was old-fashioned and serious, his temper was quite good. He rarely got angry. When he got angry, it was definitely the limit of what he could endure. Now that they were facing a very difficult mission, Chong Mo's unreasonable tantrum naturally crossed his bottom line. That was why he was really angry. Stop fooling around. Nian Yi quickly pulled Chong Mo, who could tell the seriousness of the situation, finally fell silent. She knew that if Kang Kong was determined to send her away, none of them could change his mind. Although she could only be a meaningless support person in Hong Kong and Macau, it was still better than being sent away. At least she wouldn't feel so embarrassed. Moreover, when they all went to do their own things, who would be able to control her? She wouldn't foolishly wait in the hotel. She hadn't had enough fun in Hong Kong and Macau. No one could stop her enthusiasm for Hong Kong and Macau. Alright, all of you go do your own things. I'll wait for you guys at the hotel. Chong Mo said absent-mindedly, You're all big brothers. I don't know anything. I'm here to learn from you guys. I'll listen to your arrangements. Is that okay? Thank you for understanding us. Kang Kong finally calmed down. Chong Mo, we're really doing this for your own good. You'll understand one day. Chapter 2243. As for the new plan, everything was carried out according to Gu Li's precise predictions. She just needed to listen to Gu Li's arrangements and did not need to worry about it. Kang Kong and Nian Yi had also prepared a plan to remedy the situation. If Gu Li and the others failed, they would not hesitate to act according to their arrangements. Everything began when the sun rose in the east. They carried out their actions step by step according to their established plans. Chong Mo was naturally unwilling to be left alone in the hotel. After the others left, Chong Mo moved out as well. Chong Mo had always heard of Mong Kok's reputation. It was said that Mong Kok was the most populated area in Hong Kong and Macau. Located at the northern end of Nathan Road, Mong Kok was an area where Jiolong developed early. It was famous for its typhoon shelter and temples. As there were many traces of the past in Mong Kok, it was not difficult to find old-fashioned bakery shops, shrine shops, mahjong houses and other traditional shops in the streets and alleys. Most of the shops were small and there were some of the oldest streets in Hong Kong and Macau. Walking was the best way to explore. This was obviously the place that attracted Chong Mo the most. Chong Mo wanted to walk around alone and see what Hong Kong and Macau were like. Therefore, Mong Kok was her best choice. Moreover, it was said that the entire district of Mong Kok was filled with special food shops. There were Southeast Asian delicacies, Japanese cuisine, French dessert shops, Hong Kong-style tea restaurants, and all kinds of delicacies from all over the world were gathered here. Moreover, there were countless snack bars. Many of them were based in Mong Kok. There were Japanese pancakes, German sausages, Taiwanese drinks, cheesecakes. These were all things that Chong Mo yearned for. To her, these things were simply too fresh. Fresh to the point of bursting. Chong Mo took a taxi to Mong Kok. Before coming to Hong Kong and Macau, she heard from Nian Yi that when he first came to Hong Kong and Macau, he had walked through many special streets and even had an unforgettable steak at a famous shovel shop in Hong Kong and Macau. As Mong Kok was too prosperous, Chong Mo could not take in everything. She even wished that she had a few more pairs of eyes so that she would not have to be so tired. Time passed quickly. Chong Mo, who had not eaten breakfast, started to feel hungry at around 10 o'clock. After all, she had walked for so long and had used up a lot of energy. After asking around, Chong Imo quickly found the king of thieves that Nyen Yi had mentioned. This was indeed one of the most famous bungalows in Hong Kong and Macau. The style was high class. There was a candle on the table and it was held in a glass. The glass was embossed with a pattern. The light and shadow danced with the wind. This feeling was very romantic. Chong Imo couldn't help but be moved. The steak was tender and juicy, the paper bread was soft and warm, and the soup was delicious. Chong Imo sighed. It was no wonder that Nyen Yi, a person who did not have much interest in food, would remember this shop. It was indeed amazing. After enjoying the delicacies, Chong Imo once again walked into the bustling street. The women's street here was truly a paradise for women. There was almost nothing a woman needed that couldn't be found here. However, Chong Mo's good mood was soon ruined. That was because she bumped into the Hong Dong Group's rent collectors. Although they were called rent collectors, they were actually asking for the shop's profits. They were called protection fees. It was the unreasonable Ming Yao. Besides, there was no fixed price. These gangsters who had been hanging around here all year round would ask for as much as they wanted. If they were in a good mood and met a beautiful girl, they would ask for less after flirting with her. If they were in a bad mood and met someone they didn't like, they would ask for an exorbitant price. If they didn't pay, they would threaten to smash the shop. Many people did not want to ruin their livelihood, so they could only swallow their anger. In front of a lingerie shop, a young and beautiful female owner looked at the young men who were collecting money with a blank expression. She had just bought this shop and today was the second day of its opening. She had never seen such a situation before. In the past, the owner of this shop could not stand these people's endless demands for money. That was why he had left Women's Street. He did not know how he had offended these people. Every time he collected money from them, they would ask for as much as they could. It was a burden that he could not bear. He could not even earn that much, so how was he supposed to pay? The new female owner was actually mentally prepared. She knew that this was the rule. Every shop should pay according to the square meter. She had just arrived and did not want to cause trouble, so she had prepared the protection fee that she should pay early. Several young men came to her shop. When they saw that the owner had changed, they seemed to be in a good mood. Moreover, the female owner was really good-looking, which made them very satisfied. "Brothers, this is the money that I should pay." The female owner saw them come forward and handed the money over without waiting for them to speak. When the young men saw that she was so sensible, they were elated. "Beauty, you are quite particular and know the rules. We like people who know the rules. In the future, we will cover you for anything on this street. You can rest assured." The young man in the lead took the money and counted it. It was just enough. He smiled slightly and suddenly split it in half and handed the money back to the female owner. "This is your first time. I will give you a discount." Thank you." The female owner was a little flattered. She really did not expect these people to be so easy to talk to. They were not as powerful as she imagined. However, this was just the beginning. One of the younger brothers came forward with a smile and directly took a very sexy black lace underwear. "Beauty, this dress is good. It's very good. Do you want to give one to our big brother's sister-in-law? As a greeting gift?" Of course. "Big brother, what do you like?" "I will give it to you," the female owner hurriedly said. She did not dare to provoke these guys. "But we don't know what size it is. I think your figure is similar to our sister-in-law. How about this? You find a suitable size and let us see if it looks good." The younger brother continued to tease. The female owner's face changed greatly. It turned out that they were not interested in this. She swallowed a mouthful of saliva and looked a little nervous. This. I should try it myself. After all, the size is different. Wearing it may be uncomfortable. The size is different. Let our big brother touch it and you will know. The younger brother continued to laugh unscrupulously. The leading young man also looked at the female owner with a smirk. He wanted to see how she would respond. The female owner's face was solemn. She really did not know how to deal with this situation. However, she knew that if she compromised, the other party's request would become more and more excessive. All right, don't make things difficult for her. The leading young man suddenly spoke. This made the female owner breathe a sigh of relief. It was fine to be teased, as long as they did not really touch her. However, the leading young man did not really intend to let her go. Beauty, how about we go for supper tonight? I will treat you to a drink. In the future, when women are on the street, I guarantee that you will not have any trouble. This was simply making it clear that he wanted to use the unspoken rules on her. The female owner was naturally unwilling. These gangsters were all hooligans and bastards. She would definitely not make such a deal with them. Sorry, I don't have time tonight. The female owner carefully refused. Then when do you have time tonight? Tomorrow. The day after tomorrow? The day after tomorrow? You tell me the time. I am free any time. The leading young man seemed to have her in his grasp. The female owner hurriedly said, Big brother, my house is far from here. At night. I have to go home to take care of my family. I have a patient at home. That's fine. I will ask a few brothers to help you take care of them. The leading young man did not give her any reason. Big brother, there is no need to trouble you. Big brother, I can do it myself. The female owner hurriedly pushed away the half of the money in her hand that was returned. Big brother, please be magnanimous. I will definitely pay on time for the future harvest. The leading young man was furious. He slapped the money in her hand to the ground. Do you really think that I care about this small amount of money? B*TCH. You refuse a toast only to be forced to drink a forfeit. My big brother is speaking nicely to you. Do you really think that you are pure water? A few of the younger brothers instantly surrounded the shop. Do you believe that we will smash your shop today and kick you out of this street? The female owner was so scared that her face turned pale. She did not expect to encounter such a situation when she was not familiar with this place and doing business here. It was no wonder that before she bought this shop, many people had told her that it was not easy for a woman to do business here. If she did not have any connections with the Hongdong society and did not have many acquaintances, it was better not to take this risk. Now, she finally understood what this risk was. It was not referring to losing money, but this situation. Chapter 2244. Big brothers, I really came here to do business for the sake of making a living. Please let me go. I thank you very much. The female boss pleaded. Although there were policemen on the streets, because their superior had something on Su Yun, he had already instructed them not to interfere with Hongdong society's normal harvest. After all, this kind of situation was unavoidable. It was just that they were more unscrupulous now and dared to do it in broad daylight. Even if the policeman interfered now, it would only bring more retaliation to the shop owner. Therefore, when people from Hongdong society came to collect money, the policeman would often deliberately avoid them. After all, there were many things that couldn't be explained in one or two sentences. This was also a kind of community culture in Hong Kong and Macau. Facing the current situation, the female boss obviously wouldn't take any advantage. She would either compromise or face the consequences of her stall being smashed. It made people feel anxious just looking at it. And under the signal of the big brother, one of the young men overturned a clothes rack on the spot. The clothes were scattered all over the floor. The female boss was so scared that she couldn't say a word. A few men actually bullying a woman. Do you have any shame? Chong Mo finally threw the advice of, don't cause trouble, to the back of her mind. She stood in front of the female boss's shop. She couldn't stand people who bullied women. In Chong Mo's eyes, these people deserved to die. When the few young men saw that another beautiful girl had arrived, their originally elated mood became even brighter. They laughed and asked, "Oh, you don't like it? Okay, then you can replace her. Come and make an appointment with our big brother. Serve our big brother well and then our brothers well. We promise we won't provoke her any more. Ha 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 ha." A burst of unrestrained laughter ignited the anger in Chong Mo's heart. How could there be such shameless people in this world? Their existence would only make the world darker. Chong Mo must teach these despicable people a lesson today. In the blink of an eye, Chong Mo made the first move. With a beautiful roundhouse kick, she sent one of the youths in front of her flying. Following that, her fist was like a meteor as it smashed into the chest of the leader of the youths. The leader of the group was sent flying with a wah sound. His heart meridians were severely damaged, causing him to spit out a mouthful of blood. This shocked the arrogant youths. They hurriedly raised their fists and retreated, afraid that they would be the next one to be hit. For a seemingly weak girl to have such skills, it was obvious that she had been trained. These gangsters were not fools. Knowing that they were no match for her, they did not go forward to seek death. They hurriedly ran over to help their boss up. The youth who had been beaten up glared angrily. "Do you know who we are? You actually dared to make a move against me. Do you believe that I won't let you die an ugly death? I don't care who you are. I'll give you 10 seconds to bring your people out of my sight. Otherwise, I'll make you beg for death right now." Chong Mo wasn't joking. She was a woman of her word. "You? Fine, I'll let you boast shamelessly. If you have the guts, don't leave. I'll let you know the consequences of messing with our Hong Dong group." The leader of the group threatened. "With just you guys?" Chong Mo was disdainful. "A bunch of useless trash. No matter how many people come, they're all trash. This lady is in a good mood today, so I'll wait here for you. Let's see what you can do to me." These youths didn't gain any advantage, and even lost a lot of momentum. The feeling of being disgraced made them feel vexed. They wanted to settle this matter as soon as possible and regain the dignity of the Hong Dong group. However, this wasn't an easy task. With just the few of them, they obviously weren't a match for the other party. This girl knew martial arts, so they weren't stupid enough to ask for trouble. "Just you wait." The leader of the group was helped up. He fiercely threw out a sentence. "I'll definitely make you regret this. Go." The youths fled in a sorry state. Along the way, they cursed at the onlookers. The onlookers were angry, but they didn't dare to say anything. They could only curse these bastards in their hearts, bastards who bullied the weak and feared the strong. The female boss looked at Chong Mo gratefully and bowed again and again. "Thank you, really thank you. Sister, you should leave quickly. They're from the Hong Dong group. You've offended them, so they'll definitely take revenge on you." Hearing that the female boss was still thinking for her in this kind of crisis, Chong Mo's gloomy mood was swept away. Dad told her that only people with a grateful heart deserve to live in this world. "It's okay. They can't do anything to me." Chong Mo smiled. Looking at the clothes scattered on the ground, she took the initiative to bend down and help pick them up. The female boss hurriedly said, "No need, I can do it myself. Really, I beg you to leave quickly. Otherwise, they'll really take revenge on you. Sister, believe me, their Hong Dong group has a lot of people. You'll definitely be at a disadvantage. I'm really grateful for your help, but now isn't the time to be stubborn. Even if I leave now, when their people come and can't find me, they'll definitely vent their anger on you." Chong Mo said, "Since I've offended them, I can't leave. I can't let an innocent person bear the trouble that I should bear." "How can you be so stupid?" The female boss was about to cry. "I'd rather not do this business. I can't let you offend these people for me. We're not fated to be together. You've helped me, so no matter what, I can't let you suffer." Chapter 22:45. The crowd of onlookers started to disperse bit by bit. They all had their misgivings and worries. After all, if the people from the society really came with guns, it would be dangerous if a fight broke out. Bullets didn't have eyes. No one wanted to be the fish in the pond that got caught in the crossfire. Looking at these cold people, Chong Mo felt disgusted. He mocked and ridiculed, "I really feel ashamed for you people. It's because you people are weak that the people from the society are so arrogant. If you all stood up and fought back together, there wouldn't be such a situation today. Fight back. The surrounding shop owners packed up their things early and sneered at Chong Mo, who didn't know the immensity of heaven and earth. In a while, you'll know the consequences of fighting back. Humph. Some of the people in the surrounding shops even felt disgusted with Chong Mo because his actions really affected their business. Once this happened, the day would be wasted again. But next time, the people from the society wouldn't give you a discount just because you didn't make money for a day. You women really don't know what's good for you. Since that person has taken a fancy to you, why don't you accompany him for a night? At least you won't be bullied when you do business here. Someone had already voiced his opinion to the female boss. These people hoped that the female boss would make a sacrifice because as long as she could hook the young man who was collecting money, they would curry favor with her in the future. If they had a good relationship with her, their lives would definitely be better. Chong Mo couldn't stand these kinds of people the most. They wanted to take advantage of other people's sacrifice to take advantage of themselves. To put it simply, don't be a pushover. All of you, listen up. If anyone dares to talk nonsense in front of me, I'll tear down your shop before the people from the society come. Chong Mo angrily rebuked. These damn people, they actually thought that she was someone to be trifled with. She had Heaven's eye, not Lei Feng. Some people retreated after being threatened. After all, this girl even dared to beat up people from the Hongdong society. Some people didn't think so. The cosmetic seller next to her was very disdainful. Little sister, do you really think that you're so great just because you beat up people from the society? Let me tell you, we have all paid the protection fee. If you dare to touch our shop, the people of the society will not forgive you. Chong Mo, who was threatened, sneered, You really have a pig's head. Why don't you see that the people who bully you are the ones who ask you to pay and protect you? Idiot! Why are you scolding me? The cosmetics boss glared at him. He was usually afraid of people from the club, but he was not afraid of others. He paid the money on time every week, and he believed that the club would protect him. Chong Mo did not give him any face. Not only am I going to scold you, but I'm also going to smash all your cosmetics. I want to see if your protective umbrella can protect you. With Chong Mo's short temper, those who could stop her from doing what she wanted to do were all busy with their own things, so no one could control her. Chong Mo stepped forward and kicked over a shelf. The cosmetics scattered all over the floor, and the glass bottles of lotion and other things were also broken. The cosmetics boss was very anxious. He had been doing business here for so many years, and no one from the society had ever smashed his shop. He did not expect that he would be bullied by a little girl. Of course, he could not take this lying down. However, he did not have the ability to deal with it. He wanted to step forward and stop her, but he was sent flying by Chong Mo's kick. Chong Mo brazenly smashed the cosmetics shop in front of everyone. The female boss behind her tried her best to persuade her, but she could not stop her. Did you all see that? I was the one who smashed his shop. I want to see if your protective umbrella, the people from the society, can help you vent your anger. Chong Mo said, If you want to know, stay. Today, I will show you the truth. Some of the middle-aged people with rich social experience could not help but sigh. Too young. This girl was really too young. She did not know what the real society was like. She would definitely suffer a great loss. This time, Hongdong she would definitely teach her a big lesson, and let her know the immensity of heaven and earth. The people from Hongdong she are here. Someone in the crowd shouted. The onlookers immediately scattered like birds and beasts. No one wanted to be involved in this mess. The female boss turned pale with fright and quickly pulled Chong Mo. You should leave. This is not something you can handle. My shop has been smashed, so be it. Those are just worldly possessions. If you are really hurt, I will feel guilty for the rest of my life. The more the female boss was like this, the more Chong Mo would not stand by and watch her get bullied. Chong Mo looked coldly at the group of people coming from afar. Her gaze was firm. Today, she must teach these people a lesson. Her trip here would not be in vain. Ever since she was rescued by her father from that damned place, he had taught her to hate evil. Today was the day she repaid his kindness. She was the Eye of Heaven. When the Eye of Heaven saw the ugliness, she had to punish these evil people. The leader of Hongdong Shi this time was Su Yun. Coincidentally, Su Yun happened to be in Mong Kok today to discuss some matters. When he received the news, he was going to casually arrange for one of his subordinates to do it. However, the young man who was beaten up exaggerated the truth. He said that someone did not abide by the rules and found another protection to set up a new sect in their street. Moreover, the other party was very powerful and had beaten him to the point of vomiting blood. His skills were quite impressive. After being exaggerated, Su Yun, who had just finished dealing with the matters at hand, was tricked into coming. The young man who was beaten up just now had the backing of Nine Dragons Island's boss, Brother Yun. His whole person became energetic. Even though he was beaten to the point of vomiting blood, his chest was no longer stuffy. It was time for him to regain his dignity. He wanted to let everyone on the street see who was supporting him from the back. Anyone who dared to go against him was going against Brother Yun of Nine Dragons Island. Anyone who dared to go against Brother Yun was going against the entire Hongdong Shi. Su Yun's fame had already spread throughout Yao Jianwang district because of Dakuan's incident. Then, it shook the entire Nine Dragons Island because of Li Guang's incident. Who didn't know that he was Su Yun? Therefore, when Su Yun appeared, the originally bustling and noisy street quietened down. This silence really made people feel a burst of horror and fear. No one knew what would happen today. However, everyone believed that the little girl who didn't know the immensity of heaven and earth was going to be in big trouble. What she was going to face today was definitely not something that could be easily dealt with. Even Brother Yun of Nine Dragons Island had come out. How could this matter be resolved so easily? When the female boss saw Su Yun coming from afar, she was paralyzed. She couldn't believe that this matter had alarmed Brother Yun of Nine Dragons Island. It's over. It's all over. She might never be able to survive in Nine Dragons Island. She really didn't know what sin she had committed. Why did the heavens have to bring her such an unbearable disaster? When Chong Mo saw Su Yun's face clearly, the anger in her heart was instantly ignited. Wasn't this the scumbag who had forcefully taken away a drunk girl? No wonder this scumbag was so arrogant. No wonder this scumbag had so many underlings in the bar. No wonder this scumbag didn't even dare to provoke the patrol officers. This scumbag actually had so much power. Chong Mo clenched her fists. She swore that she would definitely teach this scumbag a lesson today. She wouldn't stop until she beat him up until he couldn't even recognize his own mother. Chong Mo was already filled with murderous intent. The scumbag that she hated the most after coming to Hong Kong and Macau had once again appeared in front of her. Now that Nian Yi wasn't there to stop her, she definitely wouldn't let him go. Before she even got close, Su Yun could already feel the murderous intent. This made Su Yun frown slightly. Clearly, the other party wasn't simple. He could actually feel the murderous intent. When Su Yun also recognized Chong Mo, his expression was even more surprised. When this girl made her move that day, he had already realized that she wasn't simple. He didn't expect to meet her again so soon. This girl's actions that day had made Su Yun very surprised. Because she had stopped him out of kindness, Su Yun didn't have any ill intentions towards her. But why would a girl like this come to occupy their block? Clearly, this underling of his had exaggerated the truth. Su Yun looked at the underling with some displeasure. He had to get to the bottom of the situation. If this scumbag was talking nonsense to him, he would definitely teach him a lesson without holding back. Chapter 22:46. Su Yun walked to the front of the shop under the watchful eyes of the crowd. The female boss's legs turned to jelly. She didn't dare to imagine what kind of situation she would be in. She was about to kneel down in front of Su Yun when Chong Mo reacted quickly and supported her. If you have anything to say, just tell me. It has nothing to do with her. Chong Mo looked at Su Yun with a determined expression. Originally, the female boss wanted to beg Su Yun for mercy and let Chong Imo leave. She wanted to take responsibility for everything. However, facing Su Yun and the other members of the club, she couldn't say a single word. She really didn't want a little girl to take responsibility for her. She just couldn't face this situation. Tell you, Su Yun said lightly. I didn't expect that we would meet again so soon. Yeah, I didn't expect that I would meet a scum like you so soon. Chong Mo's words shocked everyone present. She actually dared to call Su Yun a scum in front of him. This little girl was really tired of living. What the F***ck are you talking about? Su Yun's subordinates were all furious. None of them could tolerate this. Scolding their big brother, Su Yun, was the same as scolding them. They were their big brother's henchmen. They had to stand up for their big brother in this kind of situation. They definitely couldn't let the other party be so arrogant. Seeing that the group of brothers were about to attack, Su Yun only raised his right hand slightly, indicating that everyone should not act rashly. Only then did he manage to control the situation. You want to bully me because you have more people? Sure, come on. I was just worried that no one would accompany me to relieve my boredom. Chong Mo said disdainfully. In her eyes, it was as if all these people were nothing. This crazy woman was really incomprehensible to everyone. Su Yun wasn't as angry as everyone imagined. Perhaps it was because De Kuan had left a deep impression on everyone here. If anyone dared to speak to De Kuan like this, De Kuan would definitely skin them alive in front of everyone. However, Su Yun wasn't angry at all. Instead, he smiled and pointed to his temple. The last time I saw you, I felt that there was something wrong with you. I didn't expect you to really have a problem here. You dare to say anything. You're the one with a problem. Chong Mo said, Don't talk nonsense. I let you escape last time. Do you think you'll be so lucky this time? Let me tell you, the person who can escape from me, Chong Mo, twice has yet to be born. Chong Mo. Su Yun said indifferently, That's a good name. The cold wind brushes the withered branches, and the fallen leaves cover Chong Mo. Good name, very poetic. The person who gave you that name must be very cultured, but how could they raise someone like you who doesn't have a brain? Chong Mo glared angrily. If it wasn't for the fact that there were too many people around Su Yun and she didn't know how to attack, she would have already beaten Su Yun to the ground. Why don't you think about it? No matter how strong you are, how can you beat so many of us? Su Yun said, Moreover, you're a girl. How long do you think you can last with your strength? Have you thought about the consequences of offending me? I'm too lazy to talk nonsense with you. If you have the ability, then fight me one-on-one. Let's see if I can beat you until your teeth fall out. Chong Mo snorted. She was beginning to realize that she was at a disadvantage even without making a move. Su Yun chuckled. If there's no special situation, I won't hit a woman. What exactly happened here? Explain it to me. What's there to explain? Your people have gone too far. Chong Mo said. Su Yun glanced at his underling. Seeing that he was feeling guilty, he turned his gaze to the female boss. Everyone here knows the rules. As long as they follow the rules, there won't be any problems. Unless someone doesn't follow the rules. I really followed the rules. Brother Yun, I didn't follow the rules. The female boss finally gathered her courage. Your people came to collect money. I gave them all, but they... The young man who caused trouble just now glared at the female boss fiercely. The female boss swallowed her words again. She didn't dare to say it. Su Yun didn't even look at his underling. He knew what he was doing. He said lightly, Close your dog eyes and let her finish. If I find out that you dare to glare at her again, I'll dig it out for you. Hearing Su Yun's words, the underling was so scared that he quickly lowered his head. He didn't dare to look at the female boss again. The female boss was startled. She didn't expect Su Yun to let her continue. Her courage was encouraged. Brother Yun, it's them, who made excessive demands. They said they could give me a discount. Then, they asked me to accompany them at night. The young man who caused trouble just now couldn't help it. He quickly said, "Shut up. Don't talk nonsense in front of Brother Yun." Su Yun frowned and looked back at the underling. "Did I let you speak? Brother Yun, it's her. She's talking nonsense. Don't listen to her." The young man was so scared that his face turned pale. "I asked you a question. Did I let you speak?" Su Yun asked again. "Answer me." "No, no," Su Yun said lightly. "Slap yourself." "Ah." The young man was dumbfounded. He didn't know if his big brother was helping him vent his anger or helping the other party punish him. "Are you deaf?" Su Yun was a little impatient. "If I don't let you stop, don't stop." The young man didn't dare to disobey Su Yun's order. He could only raise his hand and start slapping himself left and right. "You didn't eat, right? I want to hear the sound. Don't make me help you. Otherwise, it won't be as simple as slapping yourself." Su Yun said again. Then, the crisp sound of a slap was heard. No one expected Su Yun to do this. Chong Emo was shocked. In her eyes, a scum like Su Yun shouldn't be a reasonable person. "Chong Emo, is what she said true?" Su Yun looked at Chong Emo. This girl who acted bravely for a just cause was indeed interesting. Chong Emo was stunned. Who would ask the opponent for confirmation? However, Chong Emo wasn't the kind of person who liked to lie. She told the truth. "Yes. It's just like that. Not only him, but those bastards also took the opportunity to tease me." "Who are they?" "Don't make me ask. Kneel down and do it yourselves." Su Yun only gave a glance to the back, and those few youths immediately stood up and hurriedly kneeled on the ground and started slapping themselves. Chong Mo looked at Su Yun in surprise. "What kind of medicine are you selling in your gourd? What exactly do you want? My people did something wrong. Naturally, I will punish them myself." After Su Yun finished speaking, he said to the female boss, "I will remember your shop. I will also remember you. From today onwards, you don't have to pay. My people did something wrong. I apologize to you on behalf of them. From now on, just do your own business well." This was simply a great piece of news. The female boss was stunned. She really suspected that she was daydreaming. The surrounding merchants were also quite surprised. This result was simply unbelievable. At this time, someone reacted quickly and immediately shouted, "Brother Yun, I also paid and was bullied. Please help me." "Shut up." Su Yun wasn't some big shot. He wasn't here to help the people. After all, he was still the big brother of the Hongdong group. The reason why he was so lenient to the female boss was because he saw that a young woman had thick calluses on her hands and dark eye bags in order to make a living. Obviously, this was caused by overwork. Therefore, he could tell that this woman didn't have it easy. As for the others, Su Yun couldn't help them one by one. Although each of them didn't have it easy, if he freed them all, it would be the same as destroying his own stage. Then, he wouldn't be able to answer to Wang Jin. Those who collect money on this street, listen up. If anyone dares to provoke her, don't blame me for not making things clear in advance. I won't let them go. Su Yun emphasized for the last time. The sounds of slapping rang out one after another. The few people who were being punished couldn't figure out why Big Brother Yun would stand up for this woman. It was really painful for them. Who knew what Big Brother Yun had taken wrong medicine today? Sigh. They could only blame themselves for being unlucky. Chapter 22:47. Don't think I'll let you off just because you did this. Although Chong Mo's attitude towards Su Yun had changed, she still wouldn't be nice to a bully like him. This is the punishment your people deserve. Su Yun smiled. That's right. My people deserve to be punished. But as you can see, I will punish my people. It's not up to others to teach them a lesson. What do you mean? Chong Mo asked. Obviously, she had already taught those people a lesson. Now, Su Yun's words were definitely directed at her. What else can I mean? Su Yun said. My people were beaten up by outsiders in my territory. Shouldn't I ask for an explanation from the person who beat them up? Chong Mo snorted. I beat them up because they asked for it. Besides, so what if I beat them up? I just want to beat them up. What can you do about it? Not only did I beat them up today, I'll beat them up every time I see them. I'll make them remember the mistakes they made today forever. The female boss saw that Su Yun was willing to stand up for her. Her attitude towards Su Yun changed a lot. She realized that Su Yun was a reasonable person. He wasn't as scary as she thought. She quickly went forward and pulled Chong Mo back. Brother Yun, this isn't her fault. It's all because of me. I admit my mistake. Please give me a chance. I can pay the money normally. Please don't. The female boss spoke incoherently when she was anxious. Don't beat her. No, don't punish her. She really has nothing to do with this. Su Yun smiled. You're willing to stand up for her. At least you know how to be grateful. It seems like she didn't help the wrong person. It's none of your business who I help. Chong Mo refused to back down. I want to help her. I want to help her deal with you scum. I want to deal with you bastards. Don't say any more. The female boss was losing patience with Chong Mo. She had been helping her explain, but Chong Mo kept finding trouble for her. What a reckless girl. Chong Mo pushed the female boss away. This is between me and him now. It has nothing to do with you. I have a grudge with him that hasn't been resolved yet. Everyone was in an uproar. No wonder this girl was so confident. It turned out that she had a grudge with Su Yun. She still dared to confront Su Yun like this. Obviously, she was not a simple person. Maybe she had a strong background behind her, so she was so unscrupulous. What happened that day was just a misunderstanding. Su Yun, I didn't want to explain anything to you, but seeing how persistent you are, I'll say it again. That person is my friend. I'm not as despicable as you think. Chong Mo disagreed. Your mouth is on your body. Of course you can say whatever you want. Unfortunately, I don't believe your nonsense. You can explain it to whoever you want, but you can't explain it to me. You're still going to nag and nag. Then don't blame me for not giving you face. Su Yun's face darkened. I won't hit a woman, but I can't guarantee that my subordinates won't hit a woman. They have no reason to be merciful to you. Hearing Su Yun's words, the young leader who had been kneeling on the ground slapping Chong Mo couldn't help but stand up. Brother Yun, this woman is too despicable. She doesn't care about you at all. We brothers have to teach her a lesson. We have to let her know that our Hongdong group isn't something she can mess with as she pleases. Did I let you get up? Su Yun was very unhappy. Did I say stop? The youth was taken aback. He hurriedly raised his hand and continued slapping. His face was already red from his slaps. If he continued slapping, his face would probably swell. Now, every slap was excruciatingly painful because Big Brother Yun wanted to hear the sound. He couldn't hit him lightly. After all, it was skin and flesh. Even if he tried to control his strength, he had already slapped Chong Mo dozens of times. Even if he had an iron face, wouldn't it be hot? This is between me and her. It's not your place to butt in, Su Yun said unhappily. Chong Mo snorted. What? You really want to fight me one-on-one? Then don't regret it. Little girl, you have to be careful when you're out there. Right is right, wrong is wrong. I've always done things with principles. Su Yun, I've already made my subordinates pay for what they owe. If you're still unwilling to forgive me, then it's your fault. I'm unwilling to forgive you. If you really have the guts, then try it with me. Chong Mo said. I think it's not that you don't want to hit a woman, but that you don't dare to, right? You're afraid of embarrassing yourself in front of so many of your subordinates, right? You're afraid that you won't be able to raise your head again after losing to a girl, right? Su Yun smiled. This kind of provocation didn't have much effect on him. But have you ever thought about what your subordinates will say if you don't do anything? Aya, look at our big brother. Our famous brother Yoon doesn't even dare to fight a girl one-on-one. How embarrassing. Let's not follow him anymore. We'll lose face. Chong Mo continued to provoke Soo Yun. Soo Yun shrugged. I don't care. Whoever doesn't want to follow me can leave. I won't stop them. But let me tell you, there are countless people in Hong Kong and Macau who want to follow me, Soo Yun. Do you believe me? Of course, Chong Mo believed him. He was the big brother of Kowloon Peninsula. Who wouldn't want to follow him? If they followed him, they would be able to eat and drink well. No one would dare to provoke them. Unfortunately, she didn't want to because she didn't like people like Soo Yun. Today, I see that you're very sensible. I'll let you live. But if you want to leave, you have to bow 3 times in front of me and say, I'm sorry. I was wrong. I won't dare to do it again. If you can do it, I'll let you go. Chong Mo was determined to make Soo Yun lose face. The more Soo Yun didn't dare to fight with her, the more she thought that Soo Yun was afraid. That was why she made such unreasonable demands without any scruples. Hearing this, the female boss was so angry that she almost cried. She hoped that this little sister wouldn't mess up the originally good business. If she really angered Soo Yun, he wouldn't be as nice as he was now. This girl who didn't know the difference between life and death really made her happy and worried. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Brother Yun, I apologize to you. Just pretend that you didn't hear what she said just now. The female boss bowed again and again. She was really afraid that Soo Yun would turn hostile. How can you be so weak? Do you know why you're being bullied? It's because you're too weak. Chong Mo was also very angry. He really regretted helping her. How could she have no backbone at all? She actually begged this kind of person for mercy. Soo Yun bitterly smiled. Do you think the female boss is doing it for you? She's doing it for you. She's afraid that I'll kidnap you and sell you to the mountains to become the wife of those idiots. That's why she stood up for you. You still have the nerve to talk about her? Don't just talk. There are so many people watching. If you have the ability to subdue me, then I'll let you sell me. I'll let you do whatever you want with me. Chong Mo didn't know where his confidence came from. Soo Yun lightly snorted. All right, then I'll fulfill your wish. I'll let you have 10 moves. If you can injure me within 10 moves, then it'll be my loss. In front of everyone, I'll kneel down and apologize to you. I, Soo Yun, am a man of my word. All right. Then if I can't injure you within 10 moves, or if I'm subdued by you, then I, Chong Mo, am also at your mercy. Chong Mo angrily rebuked and directly attacked. All of you, back off. Under Soo Yun's order, the 100 people all retreated. Those who were still slapping also retreated while kneeling. They were afraid that they would go against Brother Yun's orders and receive even more severe punishment. When Chong Mo was 3 years old, she was stolen from her biological parents by a secret assassin group. After that, she began training. When she was 5 years old, she killed all of her peers and became the only survivor of that group of assassins. After that, she began to receive systematic assassin training. When she was 7 years old, she could already easily kill any adult with extraordinary skills. It was also at that time that she was rescued by her father, Heaven's Eye. Her father used 3 years to help her purify her heart of killing, letting her forget the unpleasant pain. At the same time, he also trained her more systematically, allowing her to grow faster. Chapter 22:48. The name Chongma was also given to her by her father. Because her father was especially fond of poetry and songs, he chose 7 of Tao Yuanming's 12 miscellaneous poems for her. The sun and moon refuse to delay, the 4 seasons urge. The cold wind brushes the withered branches, the fallen leaves cover Chong Mo weak and decrepit, the black hair has long turned white. Stuck in the head, the future gradually narrowed. Home is the inn, I might as well be a guest. Where do I want to go? There's an old house in the south. Although Chong Mo didn't understand the meaning of the poem, she liked the name very much. Because ever since she had a name, she was no longer the machine with a code name. She was a living person. Not only did her father teach her literature, martial arts, poetry and songs, she was also proficient in music, chess, calligraphy and painting. With his father by his side, Chong Mo felt like he was living in a paradise. Beside her, Kan Kong, Gu Li, Nian Yi and Jie Yi, who were about the same age as her, all had the same background as her. They were all saved by her father from inhumane and cruel institutions all over the world. When they grew up, her father told them that they were called Heaven's Eyes. They were to replace the eyes of the heavens and see those who committed crimes but didn't receive punishment. They were to enforce justice on behalf of the heavens. They were also guilty of many crimes and their hands were stained with blood. But from her father's point of view, everything they did was worth it. As long as they were willing to work hard and not afraid of sacrifice, her father said that he believed that one day this world would be purified. At that time, there would only be truth, kindness, and beauty in this world. There would be no lies, evil, or ugliness. For her father's dream, and for her own dream, she lived every day in training. In order to improve her cultivation, she could stop eating and drinking all day just to cultivate. She could also do anything that she didn't dare to do in order to improve. Although Chong Mo was young and still a girl, she was someone who could survive alone in the Amazon forest for several months. It was said that even Kan Kong and the others didn't last as long as she did. So Chong Mo was confident. Moreover, there was a saying in Hua Xia, newborn calves are not afraid of tigers. This was Chong Mo's first time doing something outside. She didn't have the same concerns as Kan Kong and the others because she hadn't met any experts. She always thought that she was very powerful. Although her father had warned her more than once that there was always someone better than her in this world, there was always someone better than her. But if she had never met a worthy opponent, she would not have been badly battered and would not have understood this sentence. Remnant and the others had come out to do many things. They had encountered all kinds of experts from all over the world. They had suffered before, so they were much more mature now. They had thought that they were invincible in the beginning, but as time passed and they experienced more and more things, they didn't dare to say such words anymore. Sometimes, even Remnant and the others would feel fear. This was normal growth. Chong Mo was fearless because she hadn't grown up yet. Just like now, she dared to challenge Su Yun without hesitation. She didn't even think about the fact that she couldn't even gauge the other party's strength, so how could she possibly defeat him? 10 moves passed quickly, and Chong Mo was getting more and more anxious. She didn't know why. Why was it that every time she thought that she could kill Su Yun would be able to dodge it at the most crucial moment? Su Yun's strength was higher than Chong Mo's. Now that he only needed to focus on defense, Chong Mo naturally wouldn't be able to hurt Su Yun at all. Chong Mo was so anxious that she almost made a mistake. Fortunately, her years of training helped her in time, allowing her to quickly adjust and retract her weakness. Obviously, Su Yun had no intention of attacking. Otherwise, with such a big weakness, Su Yun could have easily subdued and killed her in one move. Su Yun was secretly shocked. He didn't expect Chong Mo to be so strong. She was already a super expert. Even if she was in the Dragon Brigade, she wouldn't be an ordinary person. Moreover, she was a girl. Even though she was affected by her biological condition, she still had such a cultivation. She was definitely not simple. But it was such a person that Su Yun had never heard of her name. This was really a little interesting. She was really mysterious. The two people's fight made the surrounding people gasp in amazement. The underlings of Hongdong society finally understood why Su Yun was able to become the boss of Kowloon Peninsula. This was simply inhuman. Even if there were hundreds of them, they might not be able to defeat him. Chong Mo also shocked everyone. The female boss couldn't close her mouth from the beginning to the end. She couldn't believe her eyes. No wonder this little sister was so confident in standing up for her. It turned out that she had a unique skill. After more than 10 moves, Chong Mo didn't make any progress. She realized that there was no way she could win against Su Yun. She was secretly shocked. How could such an expert be willing to work for others in a small society in Hong Kong or Macau? This didn't make any sense. With Su Yun's strength, even if he formed an organization, it would definitely be valued internationally, let alone a society. Although Chong Mo hadn't fought with many people, Nian Yi and Gu Li were her training partners. She had also fought with people like Can Kong and Jie Su. Even when she fought with them, it wasn't as strenuous as it was today. It could be said that if there were no accidents, Su Yun's strength was far above theirs. Whoosh! Thinking of this, Chong Mo couldn't help but feel a chill in her heart. She was a little regretful that she had stood up for him. However, now that things had come to this, she had no way out. No matter what she had to face today, she had to endure it. Su Yun could tell that Chong Mo had reached her limit. He didn't test her strength anymore. With Su Yun's strength now in the profound world realm, it wouldn't be difficult for him to take Chong Mo down. Just as Chong Mo landed and turned around, revealing a slight flaw, Su Yun suddenly made his move. That figure did not allow anyone to clearly see what was going on, and Chong Mo was directly captured by Su Yun. Su Yun lifted Chong Mo's chin with 2 fingers. Not bad. To have such a cultivation at such a young age, this isn't something that an ordinary person can do. Who the hell are you? Chong Mo was shocked and afraid. She was currently in Su Yun's hands. She didn't know if Su Yun's hand was intentionally or not strangling her chest. This made her angry and angry. Su Yun smiled. I'm Su Yun from Kowloon Peninsula. You don't even know this, yet you dare to cause trouble in my territory. You're really cute. Let go of your hand. Chong Mo felt humiliated and was abnormally angry. At this moment, the giant curved TV in the middle of the street suddenly broadcast to the Hong Kong and Macau news station. The female host said with a serious expression, "Next, we have a very important piece of news. Just 10 minutes ago, a strange virus infection occurred in the death row prison located in the northern suburbs of our city. The 173 death row prisoners in the prison were all infected. In a short period of time, they became walking corpses with rotten bodies. Below is the footage that our station sent back from the scene." At this moment, the screen changed. The entire prison was extremely terrifying. It was filled with a group of living corpses with rotting clothes. Some of them were already bitten beyond recognition, but they were still alive. Soon, the prison's leader came over and slammed the camera. "What are you all doing? All the media, get out of here. Are you all crazy? Stop the broadcast. Stop. This is not something that can be casually broadcast." After a moment of chaos, the TV showed a snowy scene. The entire street was shocked. After all, it had only been a day since the strange virus infection. Now, there was another large-scale virus infection in the prison. The virus had not yet spread to Hong Kong and Macau, but the mental devastation had already swept through everyone's hearts. That kind of horror could not be described with words. No one knew what had happened in the unknown. This kind of unknown horror was the most unbearable. Su Yun took a deep breath. It seemed that heavens, I had made his move again. Heavens, I was really crazy. 173 lives. Although they were death row prisoners, their methods were too cruel. Although these people deserved to die, they should be executed by the law, not by them. Humph, these people deserve to die. Chong Mo saw the news broadcast and knew that Gu Li and Jie Ji had succeeded. Naturally, he felt a lot more relieved. Facing Chong Mo's reaction, Su Yun's eyes were filled with shock and astonishment. This girl could actually say something like that? Did she not know what 173 lives meant? Chapter 2249. Don't you have any compassion at all? Su Yun asked in surprise. From his point of view, Chong Mo wouldn't be that kind of person to help strangers time and time again. But judging from her current reaction, she wasn't that kind of person at all. Compassion? Chong Mo snorted coldly. Do you think those murderers need any compassion? They deserve to die. This is just retribution. Su Yun frowned. I'm afraid this isn't retribution. They deserve to die, so there are laws to punish them. But this kind of virus is obviously not a normal cause of death. Chong Mo said, So what? It only means that someone is enforcing justice on behalf of the heavens. The law doesn't give those people the punishment they deserve. They deserve to die. Su Yun now looked at Chong Mo with even more suspicion. Most people would think that the outbreak of the Ebola virus was a plague, an unknown and terrible plague. But Chong Mo didn't seem to be afraid of this unknown plague at all. It was as if she didn't have to worry about being infected at all. Normal fear didn't exist either. What about the person who was with you that day? Su Yun suddenly asked. Does it have anything to do with you? Chong Mo didn't care. Do you really think you can cover the sky with one hand on Kowloon Peninsula? Let me tell you, evil people like you will only become walking corpses in the end. That's what you deserve. Heaven's eye. Su Yun was shocked. He didn't know why these two words popped out of his mouth. Chong Mo gave him a strong feeling. She must be someone from Heaven's eye. Otherwise, how could she be so calm? That strong premonition made Su Yun couldn't help but look at Zhang Mo a few more times. Zhang Mo felt uncomfortable under Su Yun's gaze. What are you looking at? Even if you can do anything to me today, you will die a horrible death. Are you threatening me? Su Yun said, You should know that I only need to move my finger and you won't have a chance to live. You still want to be stubborn? If you dare to make a move, then do it. I want to see what you can do to me. Chong Mo was completely unafraid of Su Yun, but let me tell you, if you really touch me, I will definitely make you pay with your life. You better think carefully. Be careful that the real boss of your Hongdong society won't forgive you in the future. Su Yun took a deep breath and moved his mouth close to Chong Mo's ear. Chong Mo was shocked. What is this bastard trying to do to me? If he dared to have any improper thoughts, she swore that she would tear him into pieces. You guys are behind this virus infection, right? Su Yun whispered softly into Chong Mo's ear. Heaven's eye? Chong Mo's expression changed. Was he that obvious? He was actually recognized by the other party. Moreover, this Su Yun actually knew their identities, which meant that he must be the most trustworthy person around Wang Jinjin. Otherwise, why would Wang Jinjin tell him about this matter? Su Yun lowered his voice as much as possible. We're all family. There's no need to look for trouble here, right? We were born from the same roots. Why are you so anxious to kill each other? At this time, the TV screen started a new broadcast. The female host on the screen was gone, replaced by a male host. The male host reported very seriously, the news just now was purely a malicious misinformation. What happened just now did not happen. It's just that a film crew was filming an apocalyptic movie and was misunderstood by our station's reporter. Please don't panic and think too much. Although the male host kept explaining, the scene just now was deeply ingrained in people's hearts. Many people did not dare to believe it. Of course, there were also some people who were careless. They immediately believed the host's nonsense and breathed a sigh of relief. However, the truth could not be hidden. They believed that the truth would soon appear in front of everyone. What you did is really too much. Su Yun said to Chong Mo again, Aren't you afraid of retribution? What retribution are we afraid of? Chong Mo said, Whether it's those death row criminals or those human traffickers, they all deserve to die. What they got is called retribution. Do you understand? Su Yun took a deep breath. The people of Heaven's Eye were really extreme. However, Su Yun also realized another problem. Although the people of Heaven's Eye were extreme, he could see from Chong Mo that she was not the kind of person who would stop at nothing to do evil. However, she was the kind of person who could not live under the same sky with evil. In addition to these two incidents, the people who Heaven's Eye used the Ebola virus weapon to attack were indeed unforgivable people who deserved to die. However, this kind of large-scale killing was really hard to accept. In fact, if it was on a normal day, Su Yun would not have any sympathy for these people when he saw them die. The only thing that shocked him about Heavens I was that they dared to use such a large-scale and cruel method to kill people. How many people do you have? Su Yun asked. That's not something you should care about. Chong Mo snorted. If there's anything you want to know, go back and ask your master. Also, you'd better let me go now. Don't interrogate me like I'm a criminal. Since they were all on the same side, and the words had already been spoken, Su Yun did not need to continue holding on to Zhang Mo. After he let go of Zhang Mo rubbed his arm that was in pain from Su Yun's grip. He thought to himself, this guy is really something. No wonder Wang Jinjin was so confident when he told Dad that he was absolutely confident in protecting the Ebola virus weapon. You said that our actions are cruel. What about you? Chong Mo said, you want to get this thing. Isn't it to use cruel means to control Hong Kong and Macau? The people we're killing now are all guilty people. Chapter 2250. Su Yun looked at the troublesome underling, and the other party also looked at Su Yun blankly. He didn't know what Su Yun meant. Do you need me to teach you what to do? Su Yun, you always have to apologize when you do something wrong. After coming here, you have been apologizing to me, but you have no intention of apologizing to the boss at all. Do you really have a repentant heart, or do you need me to teach you how to apologize? The young man immediately understood Su Yun's meaning and quickly brought a few troublesome underlings to the female boss. Today's matter is our fault. Please forgive us. We will never dare to be disrespectful to you in the future. I hope you can forgive us. It's okay. The female boss was scared. It was the people from the club who apologized to them. This was something no one dared to imagine. Several owners of the surrounding shops saw this scene and quickly came to the female boss. They seemed to be eager to show that their relationship with the female boss was good. Because they felt that they would definitely be taken care of in this way. Who didn't want to have less trouble in the future? They didn't ask to be exempted from the protection fee like the female boss. They only hoped that the people who collected the money wouldn't be fierce to them in the future. Su Yun could see through these people with a single glance, and casually said to the female boss, in the future, be more careful when you do things. In this world, there are too many people who want to get close to you, and they all have impure motives. You'd better think clearly about what kind of person you want to be friends with. Thank you, Brother Yun. The female boss's gratitude to Su Yun was sincere. She didn't know how to express her gratitude. She took a few of the best underwear in a hurry. This, Brother Yun, can you take it back and let sister-in-law wear it? Su Yun was a little dumbfounded. Who would use underwear as a thank you gift? After seeing Su Yun's appearance, the female boss knew that her behavior was a little brainless. I'm sorry, Brother Yun. I don't know what sister-in-law's cup size is. How about this, you let sister-in-law wear it, No need. Su Yun didn't wait for her to finish her words and refused her thanks. I don't have a girlfriend yet, so you don't have to be so polite. Do your business well. If you have any trouble in the future, you can ask the guys in charge of this street to tell me. When she heard this, the female boss was absolutely flattered, but she was also a little nervous because she didn't know if Su Yun had any additional conditions. If Su Yun also had additional conditions, she didn't know how to refuse. In other words, even if Su Yun asked her to go to his house at night, she wouldn't dare to say anything. However, Su Yun turned around and left. Su Yun didn't have time to waste here. He believed that Wang Jinjin should have learned about what happened in the death row prison. Who knew how happy he was right now? Su Yun did not intend to wait for Wang Jinjin to find him. He decided to ask about the specific situation now. After Su Yun left, hundreds of brothers from the club also left. The whole street quickly returned to its previous prosperity. The female boss looked at Su Yun's receding figure and sincerely thanked him a few times in her heart. If it weren't for Su Yun, she really didn't know what she would do in the future. The business that she had started with great difficulty could be carried out normally again. This made her feel indescribable joy in her heart. Soon, in order to please her, some businessmen from the surrounding shops came to talk to her when they were free. Some even brought washed fruits to share with her. Several bosses who were also women also came to her place to pick a few suitable clothes for themselves and paid for them. All this was just because of Su Yun's words. Now she was a popular person on the entire women's street. Little sister, you are really lucky. I bet Brother Yun has taken a fancy to you. Otherwise, why would he help you like this? The big sister of the opposite shop said confidently, Listen to me. Think of a way to ask his little brother how to contact Brother Yun. You can meet Brother Yun alone and have a chat. Who knows, maybe you won't have to work so hard here in the future. You can't say that, big sister. It will be troublesome if people hear it. The female boss said, Brother Yun helped me. I am very grateful. I don't dare to have any improper thoughts. The big sister laughed. You are so young. What are you afraid of? You are not married. What are you afraid of? If you really follow Brother Yun, you don't know how many years of good fortune you have accumulated. How can Brother Yun take a fancy to me? Big sister, stop joking. The female boss shook her head repeatedly. Why not? If he didn't take a fancy to you, why would he help you? The big sister still believed in this. Why didn't I see him speak up for us? Think about it carefully. Isn't this reasonable? These words were really reasonable. The female boss's face blushed a little. Listen to me. Just do this. Even if you just invite him for a meal to express your gratitude, it also shows that you know etiquette. He didn't help you for nothing, right? The big sister continued, If Brother Yun really likes you, then what's there to refuse? Little sister, don't forget big sister when you become rich in the future. Big sister, don't joke. This is impossible. The female boss quickly said, Brother Yun is so busy. How can he have time to eat with me? It's impossible. It's impossible. The big brother of the next shop also said, How do you know it's impossible if you don't try? Even the president of the American Empire has to eat, right? I think big sister is right. You should express your gratitude. Etiquette. Don't let others think that you are insensible. The female boss was a little tempted. Then I will see. I will wait for an opportunity to ask Brother Yun if he has time. That's more like it. The big sister opposite said, Seize the opportunity. This is a chance for a carp to leap over the dragon gate. If you become the sister-in-law of Kowloon Peninsula, who will dare to bully you? Don't you think so? Do you still need to work so hard here? Then every day you will drive a sports car to the beauty salon, eat seafood, and attend banquets and dinners. As for these, the female boss really didn't think about it. If she was a materialistic girl, she wouldn't have to work so hard. There were many people who pursued her, and some of them were rich. She had such special feelings for Su Yun because of Su Yun's special manly scent. Su Yun was very special. He was different from all the men she had met. In the past, she always thought that men were very unreliable because her own father was an alcoholic and a gambler. In the end, he even got addicted to drugs. Her family had only gradually improved after her gambler father died on the streets 3 years ago. Although she was working hard now, she was very happy. She used 3 years of savings to buy this shop so that her suffering mother could live a better life in the future. She didn't have extravagant hopes of becoming the sister-in-law of Kowloon Peninsula. However, she felt that she should find a better restaurant and treat Su Yun to a meal to express her utmost gratitude to him. It was really just pure gratitude. She didn't dare to have any other extravagant hopes. Chong Mo, who had rushed back to the hotel, quickly turned on his computer and pretended to be bored as he browsed the web. About 10 minutes later, Kan Kong and Nyen Yi returned. Not long after, Gu Li and Jie Yi returned as well. It was a success. Thank you for your hard work, Kan Kong said to Gu Li and Jie Yi. Jie Yi glanced at Gu Li. It's all thanks to him. I didn't actually do anything. I just pretended to be a truck driver. The news reports are so fast. I don't think Wang Jinjin will have any doubts this time, right? Gu Li said calmly. He wasn't interested in any credit. He was only interested in the results. Kong said, if he still has any excuses this time, we'll leave Hong Kong and Macau as soon as possible. Dad said that after this mission, we should hide in Hong Kong and Macau as quietly as possible. Whether the next step is a transaction or a retreat, we have to do it quickly and without leaving any traces. The few of them nodded. Finally, they could relax for a bit. This was something worth celebrating for them. You've all worked hard. Do you want something to drink? Chong Mo finally joined the conversation. I'll get you some coffee. Chapter 22:51. Kong suddenly asked, "Where did you go in the morning?" "Me? Talking to me?" Chong Mo looked confused. "Where could I have gone? Didn't you ask me to stay at the hotel and be prepared to leave at any time?" "Of course, I've been waiting for you at the hotel. Do you think I'll believe you if you say that?" Kong unceremoniously exposed Chong Mo's lie. Chong Mo changed his attitude quickly. "It's up to you to believe me or not. Why must I make you believe me? Wasn't I at the hotel when you came back? What's there to be suspicious about? What right do you have to suspect me?" "Chong Mo, I'm not suspecting you. I'm just worried about you," Kong said. He knew that Chong Mo definitely did not stay at the hotel obediently. "Worried about me? What a nice way to put it. But why do I feel like you're just looking for trouble? You're always picking on me, aren't you?" Chong Mo was unconvinced. "What right do you have? How did I offend you? Tell me clearly. Why do I need you to worry about me? Aren't I perfectly fine now?" Kong was speechless. Every time he wanted to say something to Chong Mo would have thousands of words waiting for him to say. He really couldn't win against Chong Mo in an argument. "Chong Mo, don't argue. We all know you. You can't hide your abnormality from us." C.I. Lee also spoke up. "If you really stayed at the hotel the whole time, you would have complained when we came back. But you didn't react at all. We won't believe you if you say you didn't go out." "You're all talking about me." Chong Mo was angry. "Why do I have to be restricted and controlled by you after I came out?" "Nian Yi, look at them. They're all talking about me. Before we came out, Dad told you to take care of me. Did you see that? I've become the target of everyone's criticism after being taken care of by you." Nian Yi did not speak up for Chong Mo in this matter. He only shook his head helplessly. "They're not talking about you. They're just concerned about you. They don't mean anything else." Jie had always been a man of few words. He had no choice but to speak up. "You're concerned about me, so you left me alone at the hotel," Chong Mo said. Chong Mo said, "I think you guys are just trying to exclude me. You don't let me participate in anything, and you still have the nerve to say that you care about me." Nian Yi looked at Chong Mo exasperatedly. "Chong Mo, what are you talking about? We were afraid that you would be in danger, so we did this. How could we ostracize you? You are our little sister in our eyes. Do you understand?" "Can I say I don't understand?" Chong Mo said, "I came out to do something. I also came out for a mission. You clearly know this, but why don't you want me to get involved in anything?" Remnant remained silent for a while, "Because we can't fail every single mission. This isn't a small matter. Chong Mo, do you understand what failure means?" "I'll fail if I do it." "If you don't give me a chance, then I won't be able to do anything in the future." Chong Mo couldn't understand. It was as if Remnant didn't understand why their father wanted them to bring Chong Mo out. "Do you know, when Father asked you to come out with us to do this mission, I talked to Father for an entire night. I kept hoping that Father would take back his words and not let you come out. Unfortunately, you didn't get your way." Chong Mo was a little resentful. "Why couldn't she come out to do something?" "We were really worried about you," Nian Yi said again. "If I tell you now that even Father wavered at that time, you definitely wouldn't believe me." Remnant said, "But that's the truth. Father wanted to take back his words and not let you come out with us. But later on, Father asked me something. He asked me if I could guarantee your safety if you came out with us. Everyone fell silent. Remnant looked at Chongamo and said seriously, I said, if you come with us, even if I have to sacrifice my own life, the lives of Gu Li, Nian Yi, Jie Yi, and everyone else, I'll guarantee your safety. The air in the room seemed to freeze. The atmosphere was so quiet that it was terrifying. Because of what I said, Father made the final decision to let us bring you out, Remnant said calmly. Chong-mo also calmed down. She really didn't expect Remnant to say something like that. She really didn't expect Remnant to be willing to sacrifice his own life and everyone else's to protect her. Your father's youngest daughter. Remnant took a deep breath. When you were brought to us, you were only 7 years old. Do you still remember what you looked like at that time? Chong-mo's body trembled. That was the memory she wanted to erase the most in her life, but she could never erase it. Because that memory was deeply ingrained in her bones. She would carry that memory with her forever. Even though the evil mark on her body had been removed forever by the best skin transplant specialist her father had hired, she would still feel a faint pain in her shoulder in the middle of the night. Life was like this. Once something happened, it would never be erased. No one could completely forget the past. Especially when it came to the heart-wrenching pain. Many times, people would use chicken soup for the soul to comfort their pain. They would say that time could erase everything, that time could make people forget everything. But was it really possible? Time could alleviate a person's pain and lessen the impression they had of their memories. However, time could never erase the things that were deeply ingrained in one's bones. Pain that could be erased by time could not be considered pain. At most, it was just a small bump in life. True pain could always be deeply ingrained in one's bones and could never be erased. Back then, our hearts ached when we saw you, Remnant continued. Can Kong continued. At that moment, all of us had treated you as our closest little sister. It wasn't just Nian Yi, every single one of us had treated you like a treasure in the palm of our hands. We didn't want you to suffer even the slightest bit of grievance or hurt. Don't say any more, Chong-mo said calmly. The weakest part of her heart had been stabbed. Nian Yi said, Chong-mo, perhaps in your eyes, Remnant has always been harsh to you and always likes to discipline you. However, he really cares about you. Do you still remember that time when you went to the primitive forest in the Amazon? Father said that you were the best at surviving in the wild among us. However, after you entered the forest that time, Father immediately sent Remnant to protect you in secret. Chong-mo was very shocked when she heard this news. I didn't do anything unnecessary. You were the one who faced many dangers and crises. Remnant did not seem to want Nian Yi to bring up this matter. Nian Yi, don't say any more. I know that you were only protecting her in secret. You didn't interfere with her training her survival skills. Nian Yi said, I just wanted to tell her that all of us cared about her. It was just that we used different methods. It wasn't just you. There was also Gu Li. That time when Chong-mo was accidentally attacked by a taipan snake, it was Gu Li who sucked the venom out of her leg. Chong-mo, do you know how terrifying the taipan snake's venom is? Do you know? It's all in the past. Gu Li waved her hand. Why are you talking about this now? Of course I have to talk about it. If you hadn't treated her wound in time and injected the taipan snake anti-venom into her, she would have died long ago. Nian Yi said, As for you, after you saved her, you were bleeding from all 7 orifices because of the venom's corrosion. If Father hadn't arrived in time, you would have gone to hell long ago. Nian Ye's emotions were a little agitated. Hasn't Jie Su also silently protected you time and time again? Chong-mo, on the other hand, I'm just taking care of your life. I haven't done anything for you, but you think that I'm the only one who loves you the most. Actually, that's not the case. No matter how we are, we've always treated you as our little sister. You're the little sister that all of us are willing to use our lives to protect. Do you know that? Chong-mo really did not expect that they had always protected her like this. 2 streams of hot tears rolled down her cheeks. To be honest, Chong Mo really did not know about these things. She had only found out about it today. She had always thought that they were controlling her too much. However, she did not know that they loved her even more. Chapter 22:52. We can use our lives to protect you, but we don't want you to suffer any more harm because you've already suffered too much. Nian Yi said, Father said that all the hardships we've suffered when we were young can't compare to what you've suffered alone. Moreover, you're a girl. Can you understand the pain we're feeling? I'm sorry. Chong Mo felt a stab of pain in her heart. She never thought that she was so important to them. Kan Kong raised his head and looked at the ceiling. On the day you came to Heaven's Eye, Father said that you're the last child he has the ability to save and that he'll leave the rest to us. That's why you're his most important child. You're Heaven's Eye's most precious child. Chong Mo shook her head. No, I'm the same as all of you. There's nothing special about me. Your experiences are no different from mine. I don't want all of you to do so much for me. I don't want it. I don't want to see you sacrifice anything for me. This is our responsibility. We should do this, Guli said. Seeing that you're willing to work with us now, we're really happy for you from the bottom of our hearts. Chong Mo, I want to apologize to you, Kan Kong said. Kan Kong said, perhaps it's all because of our selfishness. It's our wishful thinking that protecting you and preventing you from doing anything dangerous is for your own good. Actually, we shouldn't have done this. You need to grow as well. Everyone was stunned when Remnant said sorry. In their eyes, Remnant would never say such words. However, his apology today was clearly out of everyone's expectations. We should have let you work with us, Kan Kong said. Chong Mo, I promise that from today onwards, you won't be excluded from any of our operations. I was selfish in the past. I hope you can forgive me. Brother. I'm the one in the wrong. I should be the one apologizing. Chong Mo couldn't remember the last time she called Kan Kong brother. This form of address was somewhat unfamiliar to her. No one could understand the gratification that Kan Kong felt when he was addressed like that. He knew that Chong Mo had grown up and matured. She didn't need him to take care of her like a child anymore. He didn't know whether he should be happy or sad. The price of growth was huge. Pain, danger, hardship. They had all experienced it before. That was why they didn't want Chong Mo to go through it. However, they also wanted Chong Mo to grow. That was why they were conflicted. How good would it be if they didn't have these conflicts? If there was no pain and danger, how good would it be if Chong Mo could also grow quickly? At this moment, they seemed to finally understand their father's good intentions. This time, when Chong Mo went out on a mission, their father was probably the one who couldn't bear to see Chong Mo leave. But he still made such a decision. For Chong Mo's growth, he had no choice but to make this decision. They couldn't let Chong Mo become a canary living in the Heaven's Eye. She had to break through the sky, mature, and have her own sky. It's good as long as you've made things clear. Jie put on a fake smile. Everyone's happy. There's something I haven't admitted yet. Chong Mo didn't want to hide it from everyone. Today I did sneak out. I went to Mong Kok. Nian Yi patted Chong Mo on the shoulder. I knew you'd definitely go out shopping. But as long as nothing happens, everything's fine. It's all right. Today's incident won't happen again in the future. Chong Mo wanted to say something but stopped. Gu Li keenly sensed Chong Mo's uneasiness. Did something happen? Yes. Chong Mo took a deep breath and decided to admit everything. I encountered something and then provoked the people from the Hongdong Society. And I was recognized by the people from the Hongdong Society. He exposed my identity as the Heaven's Eye. What? Kan Kong couldn't sit still when he heard Chong Mo's words. The person who knew about the heavens I must be Wang Jinjin's most trusted aide. Chong Mo had been seen by the other party. This was going to be troublesome. The heavens I would never let people remember what they looked like. When Gu Li and Jie went to the prison to deliver vegetables today, they had put on a high degree of disguise. Now that Chong Mo's identity was exposed, it was a crisis they didn't know about before. That guy was the one we met at the entrance of Lon Ba that night. Chong Mo said to Nian Yi. He's the big brother of the Hongdong Society in the Nine Dragon Peninsula. He's not an ordinary person at all. He's very powerful and definitely an expert. I'm not his match at all. Nian Yi slapped her forehead. Oh no, it was that guy. That guy had seen her face too. We have to move immediately. Can Kong made a timely judgment. If the other party had arranged for someone to follow us, our location would have been exposed by now. Don't say anything else. Pack up everything immediately. Don't leave any clues behind. Split up and retreat. I'll inform you of the meeting place at night. Now, everyone go find your own hiding place. Yes. Everyone started moving. They all had a strong sense of uneasiness. Chong Mo felt very guilty. It was all because of her that this situation had happened. This made her feel very uncomfortable. Chong Mo, can you do it alone? If you think there's a problem, come with me. Can Kong said. Chong Mo was stunned. She didn't know how to answer. I believe she can do it. Gu Li said. His words gave Chong Mo a huge boost of confidence. She nodded firmly. I can do it. Brothers, don't worry. I won't cause any more trouble for you. I'll pack up and leave now. Okay. Can Kong said. Remember to be careful if anyone is following you. If you notice anything strange or if there's any danger, contact any of us immediately. Okay. Chong Mo quickly moved. She was full of motivation now. She definitely couldn't cause any more trouble for her brothers. This was the only thing in her heart. Therefore, she had to work hard. She had to be serious. Can Kong took a deep breath. Everyone move. Move quickly. Time is of the essence. Do you remember what I said to Chong Mo just now? If there's anything strange, contact us immediately. However, they didn't know that their actions were unnecessary. Su Yun didn't follow Chong Mo at all. It wasn't that he didn't want to, but he didn't have the time. If he arranged for someone else to do it, Chong Mo would definitely find out. After all, Chong Mo wasn't someone to be trifled with. She wouldn't be stupid enough to let an ordinary person follow her all the way to the hotel. However, this was how Sky's eyes did things. They were extremely careful. They would do their best to avoid any possible situation. Although this worry was unnecessary, Can Kong had to be 100% careful. Being careful was the parent of a ship. He couldn't wait for the real danger to happen before he took any cautious actions. By then, everything would be too late. Taking precautions in advance would ensure that nothing went wrong. Sky's eyes quickly left the scene. The sense of danger was temporarily lifted. They all had the ability to hide. Can Kong wasn't worried about this. Su Yun quickly went to Wang Jinjin's house. Wang Jinjin clearly knew what happened in the prison. He didn't inform Su Yun because he knew that Su Yun would definitely come to him. Wang Jinjin trusted his own judgment, so he had someone prepare a sumptuous lunch. When Su Yun arrived at his house, Su Yun was immediately brought to the dining room. Wang Jinjin was already waiting for him in the dining room while drinking red wine. Boss, Su Yun said, what happened in the prison just now? I've heard about it. Wang Jinjin smiled and gestured for Su Yun to sit down. It seems that Sky's eyes aren't to be trifled with. They immediately gave us a reply to my request. The Ebola weapon is confirmed to be in Hong Kong and Macau. There's no need to worry about this. Come. Are you hungry? Let's eat first. We'll talk while we eat. Yes. Su Yun quickly sat down and enjoyed the sumptuous lunch with Wang Jinjin. It seemed that there was finally some progress on the Ebola weapon today. Chapter 2253. Su Yun didn't tell Wang Jinjin about his encounter with Chong Mo. According to Su Yun's current judgment, Sky's Eye must have come with a team. Judging from the scale of the current 2 incidents, it was impossible for one person to complete it. Chong Mo, whom Su Yun met, didn't seem to have participated in the operation with Heaven's Eyes team. If she had participated in these 2 operations, she wouldn't have been so free. She wouldn't have had the time to wander around Mong Kok, and she wouldn't have had the time to be chivalrous. Therefore, Su Yun was very sure that these 2 incidents must have been done by someone else. According to the minimum number of people needed to carry out these 2 incidents, at least 2 people were needed to carry out these incidents. 2 people could ensure the operation and also minimize the risk of the target being exposed. Sky's Eye had always succeeded and never failed. This also explained another problem, which was that Sky's Eye would always have a second plan for any action. This was the most basic method to ensure the success rate. Sky's Eye could always guarantee the success of all the incidents they planned. It was believed that they would have a second plan when doing things in Hong Kong and Macau. In other words, a plan needed 2 people to carry out, and a second plan also needed 2 people to prepare. Therefore, Su Yun could conclude that at least 4 people were in the middle of an operation and wouldn't have the leisure time to go to Mong Kok for fun. Chong Mo might be the extra person in the team, which was why she had the time. Coupled with Chong Mo's impulsiveness, Su Yun could roughly guess that she probably didn't have much experience in missions. This trip to Hong Kong and Macau might be her first real mission. Su Yun guessed that Sky's Eye should be an operation team with at least 5 people. As for why there wouldn't be too many people, it was because of the risk of the target being exposed. Su Yun was from Dragon's Fury. He knew very well that when an operation team went out on a mission, the fewer people there were, the lower the possibility of the target being exposed. Sky's Eye had done so many cases all over the world. Obviously, they paid attention to this point. Therefore, they shouldn't have made such a low-level mistake. If they arranged for many people to carry out an operation, the possibility of the target being exposed was very high. It was impossible for Heaven's Eye to not have seen any of them after doing so many things. Since the Ebola virus weapon was so important, they would definitely try their best to reduce the risk of their target being exposed. After a detailed analysis, Su Yun came to the conclusion that Skynet's Ebola virus weapon trade operation was carried out by a 5-person team. Now, there were 5 people from Skynet in Hong Kong, Macau, and Taiwan. Except for Chong Mo, who was a rookie, the other 4 people had quite a lot of combat experience. If it weren't for their rich combat experience, they wouldn't have brought along a rookie. That could easily ruin things. Knowing all this, Su Yun naturally wouldn't say much to Wang Jinjin. What Wang Jinjin thought now had nothing to do with Su Yun. Su Yun only cared about when he would officially make a deal with Sky's Eye. We've already seen how powerful Sky's Eye is. Wang Jinjin smiled. It seems that our success this time is just around the corner. Then, they haven't said when we'll make the deal? Su Yun asked casually. The longer they stay in Hong Kong and Macau, the more dangerous it will be. Wang Jinjin nodded. Yes, this problem does need to be considered, but we don't need to think about it. It's up to them. They can plan such a big infection in such a short period of time, which means that they have the ability. It seems that Sky's Eye didn't arrange for 1 person. It might be many people. Su Yun didn't continue Wang Jinjin's topic, but Wang Jinjin still asked, how many people do you think they have? To plan such a big event, I'm afraid there really are a lot of people. Su Yun, but this also means that the risk of them being exposed is higher. The more people there are, the more dangerous it is. You're right. Wang Jinjin agreed with Su Yun's point of view. Then I'll urge them to make the deal with us as soon as possible. When the Ebola virus weapon is in our hands, we can't care so much about them. It has nothing to do with us how many people they have, and it has nothing to do with us if their identities are exposed. Su Yun saw Wang Jinjin drink the red wine in the glass in one gulp, so he got up and poured him another glass of wine. What I'm worried about now is whether they will be targeted by the police after making such a big move. If they are targeted by the police, when we make the deal, it's very likely that, as long as we are careful, there shouldn't be a problem. Wang Jinjin said, if Sky's Eye is a smart person, they will definitely be quiet for a few days to see the police's reaction. If there is a risk, they will definitely not act rashly. Su Yun nodded. Then, boss, ask the police more information. This way, we will know what to do and won't be easily eliminated. You've thought it through very thoroughly, Su Yun. Fortunately, I have you to help me this time. Wang Jinjin said, calm down, we all need to calm down. The most important thing now is not to get anything, but to calmly think about the safest way to make the deal. Boss, you've thought it through carefully. You must have thought it through more thoroughly than me. Su Yun said, as long as boss makes the deal, I will protect it with my life. As long as the thing is in my hands, I can guarantee that it will be safe. Good. You have confidence. Come, let's have a toast. Wang Jinjin said, what you need to do is to guard the Ebola virus weapon well after you get it. You must not let anyone get it in your hands. Leave the rest to me. Su Yun raised his glass and toasted Wang Jinjin. I will not let boss down. We must pay attention to the police's movements in the next few days. After drinking the red wine in his glass, Wang Jinjin's expression became more serious. The Interpol in Hong Kong and Macau are not to be trifled with. None of us know if they have a channel to know whether Sky's Eye will make the deal in Hong Kong and Macau, so we must take every step carefully. Su Yun also nodded seriously. But I think Sky's Eye is so powerful. There shouldn't be any news leaked. We have to be careful. Wang Jinjin sighed. Even Li Guang, who he trusted the most, was a spy for the police. Now, he really did not know what kind of things were waiting for him. Although Wang Jinjin seemed to be proud of his success now, the closer he was to success, the more serious the worry in his heart became. He was now walking on thin ice, and he did not know when he would fall. Wang Jinjin really had enough of this feeling of being on edge. He now hoped to be free as soon as possible, to get the Ebola virus as soon as possible to get rid of all these troubles. The closer he was to success, the easier it was to make mistakes. Wang Jinjin's years of social experience was not in vain, so he knew very well what he had to worry about now. Everyone around us can't be trusted easily, Wang Jinjin said. Wang Jinjin said, especially you. You must not let anyone know about the Ebola virus weapon. The power of this thing is too great, and the incident it planned is so terrifying. Once the news is leaked, we will be in big trouble. Su Yun nodded. I won't tell anyone about this. Only heaven and earth know about this. If anyone else knows about it, I will definitely kill them. Good job. I'm relieved that you know what you need to do now. Wang Jinjin nodded and said, believe me, Su Yun. I will definitely make you a man above all others and sit in a position that no one can touch. Of course, Su Yun would not monopolize these interests. The one sitting in the supreme position must be you, boss. As long as Su Yun can help you by your side, I will be satisfied. Su Yun, are you really willing to only work for me? Wang Jinjin did not know if it was because he had drunk a few more glasses, or because he had something to say to Su Yun. Suddenly bringing such a topic to the table really surprised Su Yun. Su Yun nodded. I am willing. Why? Wang Jinjin picked up his glass again. This reason was very important to him. At such a critical moment, he would doubt everyone around him, of course, including Su Yun. This was normal. Su Yun also knew Wang Jinjin's mentality very well. Chapter 2254. Su Yun didn't avoid Wang Jinjin's gaze. He needed to tell Wang Jinjin more firmly now in order to gain his final trust and eliminate his doubts about everything. Boss, I had no one to rely on since I was young. I was taken overseas for training and became a machine that only worked for the boss. Su Yun said, I've done so many things for the boss and earned so much money, but he's never treated me as a human. In his eyes, I'm just a money-making machine, a dog he keeps at his feet. Wang Jinjin felt that Su Yun's metaphor was very vivid. Obviously, many people like Su Yun were like this outside the country. They only had eyes for those mysterious behind-the-scenes big bosses. And those behind-the-scenes big bosses indeed didn't treat them as human beings because they were tools that the mysterious big bosses cultivated to work for them. Su Yun's life was not worth mentioning in the eyes of those behind-the-scenes big bosses. This was obviously the truth. Su Yun's words were very true. And one day, this dog of mine touched the meat in his bowl without his permission. Su Yun said, he directly kicked me out of the house without any mercy and almost killed me because of it. Wang Jingjin smiled bitterly. If a talent like you only touched the meat in his bowl, you might be forgiven. The problem was that you didn't touch the meat in his bowl, but his daughter. In the eyes of others, this was not a small problem. So you're disheartened? Wang Jingjin said, he spared your life, which can be considered as giving you a chance. It seems that you really made a lot of contributions to him. He did give me a chance, but he never treated me as a human. Su Yun. But you're different, boss. You also gave me a chance and always treated me as a human, as a brother. Su Yun is willing to risk his life for you. It's that simple. Alright. Wang Jingjin was secretly delighted. Su Yun was a rare talent in all aspects. The only thing he lacked was his brain, which had been brainwashed by those foreign special organizations. It was normal for him to work for others. This was Su Yun's only flaw. But Wang Jingjin liked this kind of flaw. If Su Yun didn't have this flaw, he wouldn't be so loyal. As long as you're loyal to me and work for me, I will treat you as my own brother. Su Yun, you just need to remember that half of my world belongs to you. Just remember this. Wang Jingjin was playing the favor card. He knew that what people outside the country needed the most was this kind of recognition. They needed someone to treat them as human beings. He could give all of this to Su Yun. As long as Su Yun was willing to risk his life for him, so what if he gave him these things? As long as he could be used, Wang Jingjin would coax and support him. He wouldn't be like those big bosses who didn't care about favors. He could care about favors. As long as Su Yun was willing to risk his life for him, he could do anything. Su Yun is indebted to Boss and has given Su Yun so many opportunities to prove himself. What reason do I have to not be loyal to Boss? Su Yun, I don't want anything else in this life. I only want to work for Boss. Wang Jingjin raised his wine glass. Su Yun, you've moved me. From now on, you're my, Wang Jingjin's, younger brother. Let me tell you, I'm not that heartless boss you had before. If I had a daughter, I would definitely marry my daughter to you. As for whether Wang Jingjin was sincere or not, no one could tell. Anyway, he didn't have a daughter. It wouldn't hurt to stand and talk. With Boss's words, even if you asked Su Yun to die for you now, Su Yun wouldn't hesitate, Su Yun said. Ha 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 ha, how can I bear to let you die? I still want you to enjoy the glory and wealth with me. Wang Jingjin said, younger brother, if I had a capable son like you, I would have no regrets in this life. Speaking of which, there was a certain age difference between Wang Jingjin and Su Yun, but it was a bit far-fetched to call him younger brother. It also seemed a bit too late to be his father. However, in order to win the last bit of trust, Su Yun accepted it. Let Wang Jingjin take advantage of him. Anyway, he was a grasshopper after autumn and wouldn't be able to jump around for a few more days. If Boss doesn't mind, I'll recognize Boss as my godfather. Su Yun, in the future, I'll be at your beck and call. If you are really willing, then after 100 years, everything I have will be yours. Wang Jingjin suddenly became a little emotional. He also had his unknown past. Once, Wang Jingjin was married and had a son. However, his wife and son left him because of a huge accident caused by a hidden safety hazard in the amusement park. After that, Wang Jingjin also thought of finding another woman to give birth to his son. So he would go to the club every week to find women, find those who were clean. After every woman slept with him, he would arrange for someone to control her for 2 months to see if she could conceive his child. However, what made Wang Jingjin depressed was that he seemed to have lost his fertility. After so many years, no one could conceive for him. He hoped that there would be a woman who could conceive for him and give birth to a son for him. Then, he would marry her and take good care of her. However, everything seemed to be destined. Wang Jinjin had never been able to realize his wish. Wang Jinjin had seen almost all the doctors in the world over the years. He had seen all the experts in the world about men, but he still didn't get any improvement. No matter what treatment he had, it couldn't improve his incomplete problem in this area. After being thoroughly disappointed, Wang Jinjin no longer had the extravagant hope of having a son. Although as long as he said a word, the people who wanted to be his son could fill up the entire Victoria Harbor. However, he didn't like any of those people. What Wang Jinjin wanted was a person who really had the ability to carry him. Therefore, Suyun's words just now made Wang Jinjin so emotional that the feelings that had been suppressed for so many years even made Wang Jinjin a little trance. He thought that he had drunk too much and had auditory hallucinations and hallucinations. Suyun's willingness is definitely not because he covets those things. It's just for Godfather's trust and use of me. Suyun. This sentence had a double meaning, and it was the same for Suyun. As long as he could get Wang Jinjin's final trust and use, he would suffer some losses. This kind of emotional deception was definitely something that Suyun disdained to use normally. However, for the entire Hong Kong and Macau, in order to control the terrible and huge infectious power of the Ebola virus weapon, Suyun would do anything. Okay. Wang Jinjin said, "Today, I will inform everyone that I will hold a banquet tonight. I will tell the entire Hongdong society and all the upper-class people in Hong Kong and Macau that you, Suyun, will be my, Wang Jinjin's, godson from now on." Suyun was still quite conflicted in his heart. This racket made him seem like a despicable person. He wasn't a person with a character like De Kuan. It was better to keep this matter low-key. However, Wang Jinjin had already decided. Suyun knew that he would definitely not be able to persuade him. Forget it, forget it. He could do whatever he wanted. As long as he got the Ebola virus weapon, Suyun would immediately hand it over to Gu Ming. When this matter was over, Suyun would not only find trouble with Wang Jinjin to take advantage of him, but he would also avenge Li Guang. He would let Wang Jinjin know that people like him deserved retribution. If possible, Suyun really wanted to stuff all the Ebola virus into Wang Jinjin's mouth. Now that Wang Jinjin was more emotional, he immediately ordered people to start preparing. He could not wait until tomorrow. Besides, today was a day worth celebrating. Moreover, Sky Eye also needed this time to stabilize. If it were a few days later, he did not know if he would still have the time. Besides, if he gave Suyun a reputation now, Wang Jinjin believed that he would be even more grateful to him. Then, after the Ebola virus weapon was traded, Suyun would risk his life to help him protect this thing. This was a decision that could kill many birds with one stone. How could Wang Jinjin still be patient? When he started preparing for this matter, the people who should know about this matter learned about it through various channels. This was a small matter that no one dared to take lightly. Cheng Feng, who had followed Wang Jinjin for many years, rushed over as soon as he got the news. Chapter 22:55. Cheng Feng looked confused. When he saw Wang Jinjin, he couldn't wait to ask, "What do you mean by this?" "Boss, have you thought about it carefully before making a decision? You can give Yao Tsim Mong district to him and I have no objections. You can also give the entire Kowloon Peninsula to Suyun and I have no objections. But you can't do this." Wang Jinjin frowned. Cheng Feng had just arrived and he was already making a fuss. It really affected his mood. Wang Jinjin's expression was very ugly. "Then what should I do? Do I need you to teach me?" "Boss, I'm thinking for your sake." Cheng Feng said, "Now that you've acknowledged Suyun as your godson, it's equivalent to handing the entire Hong Kong and Macau to him." "I'm not dead yet." "Who dares to say that?" Wang Jinjin glared at him. "Cheng Feng, you're thinking too much. I'm fine now. Hong Kong and Macau are mine. Do you understand?" Cheng Feng said anxiously, Of course I know that the entire Hong Kong and Macau are yours. But have you ever thought that some people might not think so? For so many years, so many outstanding people have tried to acknowledge you as their godfather, but you didn't even look at them. Now that you suddenly announced it, it's inevitable that people— What people? Who dares to say anything about me? Wang Jinjin said, why don't you take a look at those people in the past? To be my godson? Do you think they're worthy? Then what about Su Yun? Is Su Yun worthy? Chung Feng said, he's now a famous person in Hong Kong and Macau. Who doesn't know that Su Yun killed De Kuen in just 3 days after entering the Hongdong Society? He was also replaced by his brother Li Guang in prison and successfully took over. Then, because of Li Guang's death, he became the first person to control the Kowloon Peninsula alone. Yes, it's because everyone knows his ability that I want him to be my godson. Wang Jinjin said, only such a person is worthy of being my godson. Cheng Feng didn't know how to explain. But this isn't appropriate. This will cause a misunderstanding in the outside world. That's why I called for this cocktail party today. I want everyone to know that although I have acknowledged Su Yun as my godson, I will not let him manage Hong Kong and Macau. Wang Jinjin said, I want everyone to know that only the capable can manage. Su Yun has the strength to be my, Wang Jinjin's, godson. Boss, you're being silly. Cheng Feng said, in the past, you always said that De Kuen had wild ambitions, but now look, the person with wild ambitions is right beside you. It's Su Yun. Wang Jinjin laughed. So that's what you're worried about. Ha ha ha, don't worry. Su Yun didn't ask me for any of this. I gave it to him of my own accord. I like him. Cheng Feng, after so many years, our Hongdong Society has finally produced such a talent. This could be a disaster. Cheng Feng strongly objected to this matter. Boss, what if he has wild ambitions and wants to do something to you? When that time comes, if anything happens to you, he can rightfully become the boss of the entire Hongdong Society. So what? Wang Jinjin said, what do you think will happen to me? My body is very good. I'm afraid of him. Think about it. When he attacked De Kuen, he was so ruthless. He also didn't show any mercy to Li Guang. This guy can't be left alive. Cheng Feng said. Wang Jinjin snorted. Cheng Feng, if you say that again, don't blame me for being angry. Do you really think that I don't know your purpose of stopping Su Yun from being my godson? Although Wang Jinjin didn't point it out, he knew very well what was in Cheng Feng's mind. He knew better than anyone else. Cheng Feng's son was the most prestigious among the younger generation of the Hongdong Society. Cheng Feng's position in the Hongdong Society was second only to Wang Jinjin. If anything happened to Wang Jinjin, the boss position would naturally be temporarily taken over by Cheng Feng. After all, he was highly respected, and was the most suitable candidate. When the time came to recommend the new boss of the Hongdong Society, he could use his own ability to help his son get votes. When his son got the position, the entire Hongdong Society would be theirs. Wang Jinjin was very clear about this matter. He knew what he was doing, but he wouldn't say anything. It was impossible for anyone to not have their own thoughts. After all, his body was still good. No one dared to do anything to him. Therefore, he had been letting Cheng Feng have this beautiful dream. It was just that once he recognized Su Yun as his godson, even if something happened to him, the Hongdong Society wouldn't fall into Cheng Feng's hands. Then, the chances of him helping his son would be slim. Moreover, with such a strong competitor like Su Yun, his son's prestige among the younger generation would decrease. Boss, please don't misunderstand. Cheng Feng said, I don't dare to have any other thoughts. I'm just thinking about the future of the Hongdong Society. I'm just thinking about you. Boss, you really have to think twice. Wang Jinjin snorted, I've already made the decision. Do you want me to slap my own face? How many people know that I'm going to have a cocktail party tonight? Can you still make me cancel it? Wouldn't that be a joke to others? Boss, The cocktail party can't be cancelled, but you can't announce your idea. Cheng Feng seized the last chance to fight. Don't announce? Wang Jinjin said. Cheng Feng, think about it. Did I tell you about this? How did you know? You all have your own channels to know the purpose of my cocktail party tonight. Not only did you know in advance, but many people probably know now, right? Cheng Feng was blocked and couldn't say a word. You want me to change my mind about something that everyone knows? Wang Jinjin snorted. Do I, Wang Jinjin, speak like farts? I don't dare. Cheng Feng quickly said. Then shut up. Wang Jinjin said, tonight's cocktail party, if you want to come, then come. If you don't want to, I won't force you. But remember, once I make a decision, no one can change it. Cheng Feng didn't say anything and could only nod. Also, Su Yun is worthy. Wang Jinjin said, his ability is something that you can't imagine. What he can do for me is something that none of you can do. That's why I gave him so much power. Do you understand? Understood. Cheng Feng was completely disappointed. Do what you have the ability to do. Wang Jinjin said, I've never put a person who has no ability on the stage. You know this. You should know better than anyone that I don't care about people's feelings. Cheng Feng didn't want to say anything. So this was the reason why his son couldn't get promoted. Wang Jinjin's words were so direct and unpleasant. What else could he say? He was the son of a founding member of the Hongdong Society. He didn't even have a territory of his own. He could only follow his father in managing some messy and trivial matters in the Central and Western District. Many times, his son would ask him why Wang Jinjin didn't give him a district and let him be the boss. Cheng Feng didn't know what to say. After De Kuan died, Cheng Feng hoped that Wang Jinjin would let his son manage the Yujianwang district. But later, Wang Jinjin would rather let Sang Fei be the temporary representative than give such a thing to his son. After Li Guang's incident, Cheng Feng wondered if Wang Jinjin would let his son manage Jiulong City. But it turned out that he was dreaming. Wang Jinjin gave the entire Jiulong Peninsula to Su Yun alone. He didn't have the intention to separate Jiulong City and let his son manage it. He really didn't expect his son to be so useless in Wang Jinjin's eyes. Although Cheng Feng was angry, he couldn't say anything because his son was really useless. If it wasn't for him as a father, Cheng Feng really didn't know what kind of hooligan his son would be. He didn't want to make progress and didn't have any ability. When he encountered a problem, other than looking for him to solve it, he didn't do anything of his own. It was no wonder that Wang Jinjin didn't like him. Many times, Cheng Feng hated iron for not becoming steel and wanted to kick his son out of the house. He was really embarrassing him. Chapter 2256. Boss, I understand. I understand everything now, Cheng Feng said. Since you like Su Yun so much, I'll support you unconditionally. I'll support Su Yun in everything he does in the future. As long as it's your decision, I'll do it. Wang Jinjin patted Cheng Feng's shoulder. I know you've contributed a lot to the society over the years. I won't mistreat you. I've already received a lot of care from you, boss. I don't dare ask for more, Cheng Feng said. I'll definitely bring my son to the party tonight. I'd like to congratulate you in advance for taking in such a capable godson. Ha 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 ha. That's right. That's the Cheng Feng I know. Wang Jinjin threw his head back and laughed. I'll be waiting for you tonight. After Cheng Feng left, Wang Jinjin received a lot of phone calls. Some of them directly congratulated Wang Jinjin, while others tried to find out if it was true. Wang Jinjin didn't rest for the entire afternoon. His subordinates had also made ample preparations for the party, meeting all of his needs. Because Wang Jinjin had asked Su Yun to buy a suit for going out, Su Yun went straight home after leaving Wang Jinjin's house. He told Yang Qi everything that had happened. After hearing about the cruel things that Skynet had done, Yang Qi was extremely conflicted. She couldn't bear it. When she heard that Wang Jinjin wanted to take in Su Yun as his godson, she was surprised and happy. She couldn't believe it. Although there was bad news, the good news was enough to comfort Yang Qi. At least Su Yun now had Wang Jinjin's 100% trust. As long as Wang Jinjin and Skynet's deal was successful, Su Yun would be able to get the Ebola virus weapon. That was enough. Lillian, who had adjusted her mood, had already left. Su Yun found a suit that looked more suitable for the party. After asking Yang Qi's opinion, he decided not to go out and buy it. It was better to stay at home and think about what would happen to him tonight. I heard that Cheng Feng, the founding member of the Hongdong Society, has a son. Although he's not very capable, he's quite ambitious. I don't know if he'll cause you any trouble tonight, Yang Qi said lightly. Su Yun frowned. Thank you for reminding me. Maybe there will be trouble waiting for me. Are you still afraid of trouble? Yang Qi smiled. If you're afraid of trouble, you wouldn't have come here to do such troublesome things. Su Yun, I believe that you can make everything better. Soon. Just wait. Su Yun said indifferently, I also want to see what kind of expression Wang Jinjin will have when he finally has nothing. Yang Qi said, he'll definitely hate you. There are many people who hate me. Who does he think he is? Su Yun smiled and said, truth be told, if not for the fact that the Ebola virus weapon can only be exchanged through him and Heaven's Eye, I would have destroyed him long ago. Yang Qi nodded. Yes. We've been waiting for this opportunity. That's why we haven't been able to catch him. In fact, the evidence Li Guang has collected on Wang Jinjin's crimes over the years is enough to keep him in prison for the rest of his life. That's not enough. Su Yun said, what I want is for the law to give him a bullet so that he won't have a chance to come out and harm others. Phew. Then success or failure depends on this. Yang Qi said. It's all up to you. Alexander. Su Yun actually did not feel much pressure. He was just a little tormented. Heaven's Eye was too ruthless. He wanted to take down Heaven's Eye in one fell swoop. This was the real torment in Su Yun's heart. As for Wang Jinjin, he didn't even deserve to be in Su Yun's eyes. He was just a gang boss. What kind of tricks could he play? It was all child's play. The real opponent was Heaven's Eye. What Su Yun had to do was far more difficult than the task he had to complete. Although the Hong Kong and Macau police only needed to catch Wang Jinjin and did not dare to think about catching Heaven's Eye, Su Yun absolutely could not let it go. He could not watch Heaven's Eye get away with making a deal on Hua Xia's land. This was his duty. He did not care whether there was such a task or not. Heaven's Eye dared to do things under his nose. It was tantamount to provoking Tai Sui. How could Su Yun miss this opportunity so easily? Even if so many countries and regions in the world could not do anything about Heaven's Eye, Su Yun would never let Heaven's Eye escape without doing anything. Heaven's net has long arms. Su Yun did not believe that he could not catch Heaven's Eye. He also did not believe that no one could catch Heaven's Eye. He did not have the opportunity before. Heaven's Eye did not work on Hua Xia's land. He had no right to interfere with their business. But it was different now. This was Hua Xia's land. How could he let people do whatever they wanted? Another reason was that Su Yun was too curious about Heaven's Eye. He had met Chong Mo twice. This woman gave him a very strange feeling. He did not understand what Heaven's Eye was doing. Chong Mo's behavior did not seem like the behavior of a notorious organization member in the world. She actually had such a strong sense of justice. This made Su Yun very confused. How could Heaven's Eye do such a thing that was filled with a sense of justice? This was something that Su Yun could not understand. After all, in order to seize the Ebola virus weapon, they had killed dozens of scientific researchers in the entire weapon research and development team. Not a single one of them was left alive. In Hong Kong and Macau, Heaven's Eye planned 2 incidents. One was against the child trafficking group, and the other was against the prisoners on death row in the prison. Although these 2 incidents led to the death of nearly 200 people infected by the virus and were very cruel, these people did deserve to die. Heavens, I did not attack ordinary citizens. Instead, she saved all the children trafficked by the child trafficking group. This was something that Su Yun was very curious about. He wanted to know why heavens I did this. Su Yun did not know how to understand this behavior. Su Yun really wanted to communicate with the people of Heaven's Eye. If he really had the time and opportunity today, Su Yun would definitely invite Chong Emo to his house and ask her why Heaven's Eye did this and what her purpose was. Heaven's Eye. This organization made Su Yun very curious. Su Yun shook his head. This feeling was really unpleasant. Don't give yourself so much pressure. I believe that with Wang Jinjin's trust in you now, you will definitely succeed in this mission. Yang Qi did not know the real reason for Su Yun's headache. She could only comfort him like this. I believe that all our previous sacrifices were worth it. Su Yun nodded and did not speak. He felt that only by capturing Heaven's Eye, all their previous sacrifices were really worth it. Regarding the Heavenly Eye, Su Yun's eyes were practically turning red. Go take a shower and rest. Prepare well for tonight's banquet. You must make Wang Jinjin believe that he did not misjudge you. You must make all the people in Hongdong Group believe in you. Yang Qi said, I believe in you. Don't worry. Wait for my good news. Su Yun's face finally showed a smile. I'm going to take a shower first. After an afternoon of rest and adjustment, Su Yun maintained his best state. Although tonight was good news for him, he was sure that there would definitely be people looking for trouble with him. How many people would be jealous of him now that he had obtained this status? Su Yun probably couldn't even count it. Yang Qi just reminded him to pay attention to Cheng Feng's son. Most likely, it wasn't just Cheng Feng. Even the younger generation of the Hongdong society who had some background and accomplishments would be filled with hostility towards Su Yun. Because Su Yun had stolen too much of their limelight, it was expected that he would become their public enemy. Wang Jinjin's set time was 8:30 in the evening. Su Yun was not in a hurry. He accompanied Yang Qi for dinner at home before he was ready to leave. Anyway, tonight's banquet was not mainly about eating. It was just a cocktail party. Su Yun also had to fill his stomach. He couldn't bring a plate of cold food to eat after he arrived, right? That would be too embarrassing for his brother Yun in Kowloon Peninsula. Moreover, he now had a new identity as Wang Jinjin's godson. He could already be labeled as the second person in Hong Kong and Macau. When it was almost 8 o'clock, Su Yun received a call from Wang Jinjin, asking him to go there in advance. Su Yun quickly got up and rushed to Wan Chai's clubhouse. This was also the first cocktail party with him as the center. Su Yun should really enjoy it. Chapter 2257. Wang Jinjin made this event look like a rainbow. In the entire Hong Kong and Macau, there was probably no one who could hold such a grand banquet at the Blue Bay Club. The banquet scene could definitely be said to be full of friends. In addition to celebrities and dignitaries, there were also the entire Hongdong Society's management members. The entire outside of the club was almost full of Hongdong Society's underlings. The atmosphere was majestic. Su Yun, as the main character today, was even more eye-catching. Although Su Yun was already famous today, and almost everyone knew his name, Su Yun, most people had never seen him before. When all the guests arrived, Wang Jinjin stood up and spoke without hesitation. Today, I am honored that everyone can come here to support me. As soon as Wang Jinjin spoke, the scene quickly quieted down. The people who were busy greeting all focused their attention on him. Obviously, they weren't more concerned about Wang Jinjin, but Su Yun, who was standing next to Wang Jinjin. Su Yun would be the wind vane of Hong Kong and Macau's future. Everyone had no doubt about this. Today, I have an important announcement. Although many of you have already heard about it, I still feel that it is necessary to tell everyone personally. Wang Jinjin smiled and patted Su Yun's shoulder. The one next to me is Su Yun. Since he entered Hongdong Society, he has made great contributions. Since the two of us are fated to meet, I have decided to accept Su Yun as my adopted son. In the future, he will be my, Wang Jinjin's, son. The applause at the scene was thunderous, and congratulatory words came one after another. Su Yun stood up amidst the applause. I am indebted to Godfather's love. Thank you for your support. In the future, if there is anything you can do for me, Su Yun, just say it. Everyone will be a family in the future. Okay. Congratulations, Brother Yun. Some people in the crowd had already begun to congratulate in advance, but in addition to the people who congratulated, there were also some incomprehensible voices. He is so young, and the time he entered the club is so short. How can he be worthy? Yeah, this is really incomprehensible. Whispers also rose and fell one after another. It was obvious that there were many people who had opinions about this matter. Su Yun was already prepared for this, and Wang Jinjin was also aware that this was an unavoidable situation. I know that some of you will have opinions about my decision, but it doesn't matter. Today is a joyous day. If you have any opinions, you can stand up and say it directly. I won't mind, Wang Jinjin said loudly, but if they spread rumors in private, then I really can't stand it. With these words, no one dared to speak ill of him behind his back. Brother Su Yun is a young talent. Although he is young, his ability is not weak at all. Fatty Tian suddenly stood up. It wasn't clear whether he was pretending to congratulate or being sarcastic. What he said was all flattery. Boss, it's our Hongdong group's fortune to have such a godson. Isn't that right, everyone? Yes. This is the blessing of the Hongdong group, and also the blessing of Hong Kong and Macau. The sound of pandering immediately came from the crowd. However, a discordant voice suddenly broke the thriving scene. Wait a minute. Just now, Boss said that if you have any opinions, you can say it directly. Is that true? Cheng Feng looked at his son beside him in surprise, but he couldn't stop him now. Cheng Meng strode forward and looked at Wang Jinjin. If I tell the truth, I don't know if Boss will punish me for it? Of course not. Wang Jinjin snorted coldly in his heart. He had already warned Cheng Feng not to cause trouble for him, but his reckless son still dared to stand up and mess things up for him. This obviously made Wang Jinjin unhappy. Cheng Feng saw Wang Jinjin's dissatisfaction from his expression and hurried forward. Meng, come back here. Now is not the time for you to be insensible. Dad, I have something to say today. Since Boss said that I can say anything and won't be punished, then I have to stand here and say a few words. Cheng Meng really didn't use his brain. The main point of Wang Jinjin's sentence was actually the second half of the sentence. It was to shut up the gossiping people below. He didn't really want people to go up and scold him. Just let Meng speak, Wang Jinjin said to Cheng Feng. Cheng Meng looked at everyone with a serious face. All right, then I'll offend you today. I just want to say why we, the young talents of the Hongdong group, have not received the same treatment as Su Yun after doing so many things. I want to ask Boss, why is he able to receive your love, while we have always done things for the group, but we haven't received anything? Hearing his son's direct question, Cheng Feng almost broke down. It was no wonder that Wang Jinjin always looked down on someone like him who didn't have any scheming or shrewdness. He really didn't deserve to be a boss. If someone like Cheng Meng were to be a boss in the district, wouldn't he be arrogant to the heavens? Would there be anyone else in his eyes? Definitely not. That little tail of his was probably prettier than a peacock's. Today was such an important occasion. Standing up to speak wasn't just courage, it was brainlessness. Because Cheng Feng often got angry at his son for doing stupid things, people gave the father and son a nickname. The old one was unhappy, and the young one was brainless. They could even make a cartoon if they took it out. I joined the group when I was 14, and I still don't know what I've received. I've always done my best for the group, but now I have nothing. Cheng Meng said, Boss, Su Yun is already good enough to be in charge of the Nine Dragon Peninsula alone. Shouldn't you think about us? Wang Jinjin smiled. Meng, what do you think you've done for the group? I've brought my brothers to collect the harvest of several streets in the central district. No one has ever dared to be late. Cheng Meng said proudly. Wang Jinjin pointed outside. Then do you know how many brothers like you are still standing outside when they can collect the harvest of several streets? Cheng Meng was stunned. He didn't understand what Wang Jinjin meant. Was he saying that he wasn't qualified to join? There are plenty of brothers in the Hongdong group who can do this. Wang Jinjin suddenly became serious. Meng, have you ever thought that if it wasn't for your father supporting you from behind, would you really be able to collect the harvest of several streets so easily? And even if you could, what kind of ability is that? Cheng Meng wasn't willing. Isn't this working for the group? This kind of small matter will naturally be handled by the brothers. You're Cheng Feng's son. You should go home and learn from your father. Wang Jinjin didn't want to hear him continue to embarrass himself. Don't bite off more than you can chew. Start from the small things. Cheng Meng was naturally unwilling. He glared at Su Yun. Then what ability does Su Yun have? Didn't he just kill 2 people? Even if De Kuan and Li Guang died in his hands, what can that prove? Boss, if you're willing to give me a chance, I'll definitely be able to help you solve this problem. This hindsight really didn't give him any pressure at all. If he really had the ability, Cheng Feng would have let him do it a long time ago. After all, Cheng Feng still had a brain. Brother Meng, if you're not convinced, come and kill me now, Su Yun smiled. As long as you kill me, it will prove that you have the ability. Su Yun's words were shocking. He walked straight towards Cheng Meng. The scene was in an uproar. No one dared to believe their ears. Su Yun could actually say such a thing. Wang Jinjin smiled. This was the kind of person he liked. This was the kind of courage he wanted. Only a person with this kind of courage was worthy of being Wang Jinjin's godson. With Su Yun standing here, even if there were 10 Cheng Meng, he would definitely not dare to act rashly. Wang Jinjin knew all too well how capable Meng was. This was also the reason why he didn't agree to Cheng Feng's many attempts to fight for his son's rights. If Cheng Meng had a brain, he wouldn't have done such a thing. If Cheng Meng had a brain, Wang Jinjin would have at least given him a few small independent places to manage and train him. Wang Jinjin looked down on Cheng Meng only because Cheng Meng was too useless. With his EQ and IQ, he was only worthy of being an underling. If it weren't for his father, Cheng Feng, he wouldn't even be worthy of being the leader of an underling. You're tuning in to the Narrate and Escape YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.